hand it to her. Nikki has really got Vicky down to a T, doesn't she? She almost fooled me. If I didn't know better, Oh, what's the matter, Clint? Is there something you're afraid to say? Afraid you might lose your temper?
You are despicable.
Go ahead, Clint. Go ahead and hit me. Because I would just love to bring you up on charges of assault and battery.
I'm surprised you didn't run to the police and cry rape after the Waterside Inn.
I thought about it.
I'll bet you did. But then you realized that no one was going to believe a lady who would bribe an employee to fake and forge a pregnancy report. Not to mention how busy you've been putting things in motion so you could take over. You know, if Vicky wasn't back and if I didn't have so much to lose, more than likely I would get violent with you. But you know what, Tina? You're just not worth it.
You know, Dr. Polk, I don't really understand your line of questioning so far. You've asked me for dates. Dates that would be easily memorized by Nikki. Clint told me that she had studied my diaries.
That doesn't mean she wouldn't have trouble recalling dates now, would it? I mean, for instance, Joe Riley's death. When was that?
Joe? Joe died on October the 3rd, 1979. Oh, dear. I fell right into that trap, didn't I? I mean, you said that she would have trouble remembering, and I promptly had trouble remembering.
I'm not trying to trap you.
Well, then I guess I'm simply going to trap myself unless I calm down.
Please do.
Dr. Polk, for heaven's sakes, can't you tell just by watching me that I'm Vicky?
You fooled me before, Vicky. Or Nikki. Or whoever you are. Now, I have to be absolutely convinced that you're Victoria Buchanan before I let you leave the sanitarium this time.
I smell gas. Cassie? Cassie, open up. It's me, Josh. Cassie, can you hear me? Stay away from the door. Oh, my God. Lisa! Lisa? Bobby? Hello? Landview Hospital, yes, this is Dr. Hall. I have an emergency. Please send an ambulance.
You calling me Nikki is not going to rattle me.
What would you like to be called?
Well, try Victoria. That's my name.
Well, I'm sorry, but I have reason to believe otherwise. Why don't you convince me? Now, would you have any objection to my recording the session?
No, of course. Why would I object to that? Dr. Polk, I am not trying to cover up anything. I'm trying to get at the truth.
Then we want the same things. But why don't we, you know, the truth is very elusive, you know. Why don't we start with the simple things? Name, address.
Is that really necessary?
I'm afraid it is.
All right, then. My name is Victoria Lord Buchanan, of course.
Do you still use your married name?
Well, of course, I'm married. Oh, rather, I would be married if you and Ed Hall hadn't interrupted the ceremony just to bring me here.
The address, please.
Mountain View Sanitarium. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You want my home address, don't you? I'm sorry, it was the tape recorder just got me a little confused. I should certainly hope I know my own home. Spent most of my life at Landview. Landfair. Landfair. It's a slip of the tongue. I'm sorry. I'm very tired.
Yes, I can see that. Well, look, perhaps we should put this off until tomorrow.
Oh, Dr. Polk, that would be wonderful. I promise you, Clint and I will be here the very first thing in the morning.
Well, that's not what I meant. If we wait until the morning, you will have to spend the night here.
In the sanitarium? You just keep your tape recorder rolling, Doctor. Let's get this over with.
I want you to feel free to open up to me and tell me everything.
Oh, please. Dr. Polk, let's not pretend that this is just an ordinary therapy session, because it's not. It's a test.
Well, I prefer not to think of it that way.
Well, what other way can you think of it? My freedom is at stake, not to mention your professional reputation.
The reputation requires that I be completely unbiased.
Oh, really? You don't want to prove that I'm Nicky Smith and keep me here in the sanitarium for treatment for however long it takes, just to vindicate yourself?
I'm sorry you see it that way. But you can be sure that whatever treatment you receive will be for your own protection.
But I don't need protection. I need you to sign whatever papers are necessary so that everybody can know who I really am.
There's nothing I'd like better,
But first, I have to pass a test.
Why don't you begin with recent memories?
Dr. Polk, until recently, I was Nicky Smith. And if you think I remember anything about that, then you should have your own head examined.
No, I mean memories as Vicky Buchanan. Before your so-called return at the Waterside Inn.
I did return to myself or consciousness or whatever you want to call it at the inn. But before that...
Yes?
Before that, I don't really remember very much. I have certain memories that come to me in flashes, but everything else has been blocked out.
Well, I can understand that. But there must be one or two vivid memories, even when Nicky Smith can't really hold back the life of Vicky coming forward?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, there were...
But you started to say something.
There are certain things I'd rather not discuss.
Rather not or can't?
Oh, all right. I remember standing in the doorway to my bedroom one night. You're getting it all on tape, Doctor.
Please continue.
And I remember seeing Clint and Tina in bed together.
Nicky Smith could have seen the same thing.
Well, Nicky didn't. I did. I saw it. Vicky did. And being Vicky and seeing my husband and my half-sister in bed together, I ran downstairs to try and get some help.
And that's when you tried to call me?
Yes, you. My sensitive, supportive psychiatrist. As I said, I started to dial your number, but...
But what?
But after that, I don't remember anymore.
So you ran downstairs from the sight of Clint and Tina in bed. You tried to call me on the phone, and Stick grabbed you from behind, and then nothing?
That's right. Not until I was in the woods, and that might have been days later. I really don't know. There was a shot. A very loud gunshot. And then it was as if the light just came pouring in, and then suddenly I saw Clint lying on the floor. He was bleeding from a wound.
And it was Vicky who saw this?
Yes. Yes, it was Vicky. And I was Vicky when I tried to stay behind and help him somehow, but Stick wouldn't let me. He forced me to get up and to keep walking and made me get into a car.
Stick?
Stick, yes, Stick. Thomas Stickley, the man who kidnapped me, forced me to get into some car.
How'd you know his name?
How did I? How should I know? That was his name.
Well, did he tell that to Nicky or to Vicky?
He didn't tell me at all. I just knew it.
Well, how could you know if you weren't yourself at the time of the kidnapping? How could you have known his name?
I told you I knew it.
Oh, then he introduced himself to you when you were Vicky again. I mean, like you said, days later.
No, of course he didn't do that. I must have known it from before.
Well, you couldn't have. Vicky Buchanan couldn't have known that. Only Nicky Smith could have known that, because only Nicky Smith was conscious during the time of the kidnapping.
No, you're mixing me up now.
I'm only trying to clarify.
No. All right, wait. I didn't know his name until afterwards. That's what it was. Clint must have told me his name.
Why would he have done that?
Because he told me a lot of things that happened while Nicky was in control. That's it. I knew his name after the fact and not before.
I see.
You don't believe me, do you?
Let's continue, shall we?
Damn it, Dr. Polk, I asked you a question. Are you just trying to trap me, or are you trying to get at the truth?
Nobody is trying to trap you.
Then why won't you believe me?
I want to. But it's very plain to see it's going to be much more difficult than you or I even imagined.
Where is she? Paul, what are you doing here?
Well, you think I could stay home, not knowing whether Vicky was all right or not?
Oh, I think she's fine. Look, Paul, you know that Dr. Polk has an emergency detaining form signed by Tina.
So you let her walk into the lion's den.
What choice did I have?
You always have a choice. Any man can choose to defend his own.
Against the law?
What law? That man and Amy have 10 degrees, 10 diplomas. Is he wearing a badge, carrying a gun?
This isn't Dodge City. I can't just...
Wait, you can't, huh? She's in there against her will. Kick the damn door and get her the hell out of here.
I can't do that.
And you step aside, because I can.
Now, wait a minute, Pa. Just, look, if you can't sit down and be quiet, then just go on home, will you? I got enough to worry about without trying to keep a bridle on you.
All right, Clint. We'll do it your civilized way, see what happens. But I guarantee you come to my way, son. If it's not too late. What?
Simple.
Maybe it's the answers that are difficult.
Do you think that I am trying to lie to you?
I want to believe your story.
This is not a story. This is the truth. I'm Vicky Buchanan.
But the memory of when you're Vicky and when you're Nicky seems very inconsistent.
Oh, that's because you're just confusing me with all your stupid questions.
We have talked many times in the past. I don't recall ever having confused you. Now, do you?
I don't know. I can't really remember every conversation I've ever had with you, Dr. Polk.
Now, what about that phone call that you never had a chance to make? Do you remember talking to me after that?
I don't know.
Well, surely just a yes or no. Haven't you spoken to me recently?
I don't.
Or have you not?
I don't know. I don't even remember what I'm supposed to remember.
Who knows what the hell he's doing in there? Are you going to sit around here all night till he pronounces us sane?
Paul, look, Marcus Polk is not Judge Roy Bean. He doesn't take people out and hang them from the nearest tree. He is a trained, respected psychiatrist.
What is his pedigree worth, Clint, if he locks Vicky up here in this godforsaken place?
All right, that does it. Just go home, will you? You're not making things easier for me, Pa. You're making them worse.
No, Clint, I just came over to...
Yeah, I know, to help me, but... Pa, the best thing you can do for me and Vicky is just go home.
All right, if that's the way you want it.
I'll call you as soon as I hear anything.
Yeah, whatever. I'd walk through fire for you, you know that?
I know you would, Pa.
Just as long as you do. And I'll phone call with you.
All right. Thanks, Pa.
I can't answer any more of your questions.
I'm sorry, but it is never...
Please, don't let me go home. Don't make me stay here tonight. Don't make me stay here.
I'm sorry, but it's the rule.
No.
To hell with your rule.
Please, don't.
Clint, I'm afraid that she's going to have to spend the night here.
Like hell. You'll have to kill me first.
Here you go, Woody.
Oh, hey, thanks, Pamela.
For my and some pineapple. That's because my father's going to be about an hour late, but then you are going to get the most delicious crayfish and shrimp dinner you've ever had.
I'm drooling at the thought.
Good.
So, how does it feel to be back home?
It feels absolutely wonderful.
That was a rhetorical question.
Oh.
Because the moment we landed, your whole demeanor changed. I mean, all of a sudden you became this very relaxed and mellow lady.
Well, maybe it has something to do with the fact that we have unpolluted air in Malachite.
Maybe. Maybe it's because the air's not the same as the air that Asa Buchanan is breathing.
Well, that might be too. Come on, I didn't mean that. That was just a crack.
Sorry, I think you did.
Oh, you know, it is going to be very interesting to see how I feel at the end of the week when you finish repairs on the airplane and we have to leave this deserted island.
Come on. Now you gotta tell me. How did you know about Aces and Dorian's plan?
That was really pretty easy. See, John Claude was walking into the living room and overheard you and Dorian and Asa plotting and planning. You're very lucky that I have one friend in that house.
You played your part perfectly.
Yeah.
But I guess after, after playing and faking a death scene, any kind of acting would be easy for you.
Come on. You think I was wrong? I mean, you think I was wrong? Making the man live up to the promises he'd made me for 10 years?
I don't know. Look, I've done my damnedest not to judge you or Asa this entire time. I'm not going to start now.
Okay, all right. Not a judgment. What about an opinion?
Mistakes on both sides have led you both into the disaster zone. And from that, I don't think you'll ever recover.
Whew. Well, that's a cheery assessment.
You asked.
Okay. Based on that opinion, what do you think I can do to correct it?
Isn't it obvious? You're happy here. Your life is here. If I were you, I wouldn't get back on that plane. I wouldn't go to Landview.
Asa Buchanan told you to say that, didn't he? He told you to come here and talk me into staying, didn't he?
Rafe, I told you, I didn't even know Ramona Walcott all that well.
Yeah, I know that, but the investigation into her death has taken a new turn. I was hoping maybe you had some ideas.
Rafe, I don't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it. As far as I'm concerned, the whole thing was just a tragic accident.
Tragic, yes. Accident? Well, you may change your mind when you hear we found in Ramona Walcott's house.
What?
On a hunch, I went over there and I checked her stereo. There was a tape in the machine. A recording of I'll Be Seeing You.
That's the same cassette that was in Laurel's car at the time of the accident.
There's more. The tape was wiped clean. No fingerprints of any kind, not even Ramona Walcott's. Whoever handled that tape was wearing gloves and deliberately left the cassette so we could find it.
Rafe, are you trying to tell me you think there was a connection between Laurel's death and Ms. Walcott's?
I don't know. What do you think? Any ideas?
No, I don't think so. I think they were practically total strangers.
Well, didn't you tell me they had an argument in the hospital?
Yeah, about Tracy, but that certainly would have brought it about the... Unless
what?
Unless Ivan Kipling is a connection. Now, you said that his fingerprints had been found around Miss Walcott's house. Is that right?
Yeah, but Larry, this kind of macabre touch just isn't Kipling's style.
Yeah, but we can't discount anything. Rafe, if he was in any way responsible for Laurel's death, I want him found, I want him brought back, and I want him to pay for it.
You have my word, it's just a matter of time before the killer is found. The department is working day and night. We're following up every possible lead, sometimes with very strange results. Like Tracy James.
Tracy?
Well, it may not mean anything, but we came up with something unexpected in her background check. We ran a check on everyone connected to Ramona Walcott.
What about her background?
Well, you probably know it already, but we were surprised to find out that she'd been a nurse's aide at Mountain View.
Whoa, wait a minute, Rafe. A nurse's aide at Mountain View?
Then you didn't know?
No, she never mentioned that. But if she's had that experience, then she's not just the kid we thought she was.
I'm surprised she didn't tell you. I thought she confided in you.
So did I.
Well, I just mentioned it to let you know how thorough the investigation is. I'm going to call it a night. I'll be in touch with you, all right?
I'm not letting anybody keep you anywhere against your will.
Clint, it's the law.
Don't wave the law in my face. We're talking about a lady's life.
Darling, please.
Vicky's life.
Please, don't make things worse than they already are.
I heard him say that he is going to keep you here.
But only if she doesn't want to go on with the session. If she wants to go...
No, I cannot go on with this session. I can't. Please, my nerves are shot. I'm going to say all the wrong things and you'll lock me up.
I keep telling you, it's not a test.
Oh, yes, it is. This is the most important test in my whole life. If I make one mistake, I will lose everything I ever loved.
Honey, nobody's going to lock you up, and nobody's going to take anything away from you. Nobody.
Now, look, I wish I didn't have to do this. I know how difficult this is on you, Clint, and on Vicky.
Well, if you know that, then let me take her home, Marcus.
My hands are tied. We have to find out that She's Victoria Buchanan before she's released.
Damn it, she is Vicky Buchanan. Nikki Smith is gone.
All right, darling, wait a minute. Wait, Dr. Polk is right, all right? And I want this settled, too. I want everybody to know who I am. And if it means that I have to stay here one night, then I will do it.
All right, thank you. And we'll go at it again in the morning when you're fresh and you're rested.
All right, Marcus. We'll do it your way. One more time, we'll do it your way. But you mark my words, and don't you make any mistake about it. Come hell or high water, Vicky is staying here one night. And one night only.
Stop denying it, will you?
Hey, look. If I had admitted to everything else, why wouldn't I admit that Asa asked me to work on making you stay here?
Because you wanted to salvage some part of your mission.
I don't operate that way.
You did before. You did when you came to arrest Clayton Morgan. You lied and you were working for Asa.
Hey, that was different. You want me to tell you something about Asa and yourself? Would you listen?
Yes, I'd listen. I'm not sure that I'm going to believe you any more now than I did before, but I will listen.
I was blown away when I discovered what Asa had going on this island with you. This whole deception. But was it my place to tell you the truth?
If you wanted to keep your job, no.
Secondly, Asa told me that you were happy. I mean, your work is here, your friends are here. And he said that you had accepted this honeymoon kind of existence that you shared with him.
I was happy. I loved him and I believed him.
I understand that. But my point is, you were happy, weren't you? You were happy until you got the land view.
No, until I learned the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Just remember that. Ha ha.
Hey, Pam, come on. You were a happy woman. You were one of the most happy women I've ever met. And that's why I think you ought to stay here. You're a beautiful woman. And you've got a lot of talent and a lot of intelligence. Landview is not going to nurture that. Landview is going to dry you up.
You know something, in your whole scenario of me as a woman, there's only one thing you left out. And that's the heart. The heart, Woody. You just forgot that I happened to love Jeb Stewart. He's the only man that I ever did love, and it is that love that fueled me. It fueled my teaching, my painting, my whole outlook on life. That's what made me a secure person, a secure woman.
And now?
And now. Even my whole island is different now. You remember when we were on the trip and you talked about Vietnam? Your comment about how you stopped seeing at one point the villages, the countryside, and even the landscape just disappeared before your eyes?
Yeah, because all I could see were the booby traps and the bomb craters.
Well, that really moved me a lot. Well, I know the situation isn't as dramatic as that, but this island was like that. It had magic for me, Woody. Magic because it had love and it had romance. And all of that's changed and it's different now. It is just as blown away as if a bomb had hit it and blown it up.
Then don't you think you stand a better chance of adjusting to some lost magic than you do adjusting to the world of the Buchanans?
Don't you think I'm going to be able to get Asa to love me as an equal on a full-time basis? Do you know something I don't know?
No, but Pam, I mean, after everything you know about Asa, how can he be that important to you still?
You know, Woody, you've never really been in love, have you?
Apparently not. I mean, obviously not with this kind of self-sacrifice, and certainly not to the point of self-destruction. Let me tell you, if that's what I'm missing, if that's what I'm missing, maybe it's just as well, because it doesn't seem all that healthy to me.
I didn't say it was healthy. I just said it was a fact. I love him. Listen, he may be able to do it. He may be able to kill every tender feeling I have for him. And if he does, then, and only then, will I be emotionally free from him.
But you're a long way from that now, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, I am. About as far as Malakava is from Landview. Mia! Hi.
Pamela.
Oh.
I'm so glad you're home.
I'm so glad to see you. Come on in here. Let me introduce you to a friend. This is James Michael Woodward, but he likes to be called Woody.
Hi there.
This is Mia Dunn's son, Oliver.
To keep anything from you.
So why didn't you tell me that you'd been a nurse's aide at Mountain View?
Because I guess I just thought you'd get upset.
Upset? I'm not upset. I'm curious.
All right, it's true, okay? I was a nurse's aide. A very good one, too, if I do say so myself.
So why'd you leave?
It wasn't my choice. I was fired. Insubordination was the reason they gave.
Insubordination?
Oh, that was just the excuse. The real reason was...
Go on.
Look, I just hate having to tell you this, okay? Because I feel so... It just makes me feel so angry and so cheated. Larry had no problems at Mountain View until I ran into him.
Him?
Some doctor there. Yeah, he wasn't just any doctor either. He was the Look, he was just a very, very important person on the staff. And he would not leave me alone.
What are you trying to tell me?
Started out by little winks in the hall, and then I'd get in the elevator with him, and I could feel him, trying to touch me. And then one morning, he cornered me in his office, and he said, if you wanted Vance as a nurse's assistant, then you better come across.
Who was this doctor?
Look, I'd rather not say, okay? The point is, I turned him down, and not very nicely either. And the next thing I knew, I was dismissed.
Sexual harassment. I hate that when a doctor does something like
Okay,
that.
I knew you were going to be angry. That's why I didn't want to tell you. I still feel so much bitterness about this. I gave up all hope of any type of career in medicine.
That's when you decided to go to art school?
Yeah. I thought it would be the ideal way of life for me. Alone, private, no one to answer to but myself.
But you came back to the hospital, Tracy. You joined our crew here. Now, why'd you do that? What made you change your mind?
I haven't kept that a secret. I'm here because of you.
So, Cassie, I've been thinking a lot about that argument. Frankly, I think maybe you don't owe me an apology.
What do you mean?
I guess I don't know Tracy as well as I thought I did. What were you two arguing about anyway?
Nothing.
Oh, come on, tell me. I mean, she said it was a letter that belonged to her. You think it belongs to you? What is
Larry,
this?
it was between Tracy and me.
So you really don't think I can help you at all, huh?
I wish you could, but I think the only person who can handle this issue is Dr. Polk.
It'll just be for one night, honey. It'll all be over in the morning. You know, I remember the first night we ever spent apart. You had to go to New York for a conference. We must have called each other 10 times before morning.
I missed you so much.
I missed you more. You know why, don't you?
Because you're bigger than I am.
That's my girl. But we survived it, didn't we? You came home the very next day. Just like you're going to be coming home tomorrow.
I want so much to believe that. I want so much to hold on to the faith that I've always had.
Well, just hang on to it for just a few more hours, huh?
A few more hours. A few more hours and I'll be in front of Dr. Polk's tape recorder again answering his stupid questions.
Yes, but you'll be rested up. Sweetheart, you will come through with flying colors.
I keep trying to tell myself that he's only trying to help me, that he's a nice man and a decent man, that he's not my enemy.
Of course he isn't. Sweetheart, you were nervous today. And who wouldn't have been? But you'll see. Tomorrow will be a piece of cake.
Sometimes I think tomorrow will never come. Sometimes I'm afraid that it will.
Honey, you don't have anything to be afraid of. Once Marcus is convinced that you are Vicky, and you will convince him, you know what's going to happen then?
We're going to hit the trail.
Yeah. We're going to drive to the house, pick up the boys, and just take off on a family vacation.
Really?
Really. We're going to just jump in the car, the four of us, and take off for the wide open spaces. No maps, no plans, no itinerary, just our little family on a long-deserved family vacation.
With motels?
Motels.
License plate bingo?
License plate bingo. And the old man being told by everybody to pull over for a pit stop, and the old man saying, no, we can't do that. We got to keep going. Just a typical all-American journey.
Wish we could leave tonight.
We'll be taking off before you know it. We might even use a false name so nobody can even find us.
Where'd you get an idea like that?
From Nikki. She used to use the name Brenda Bell as an alias from time to time.
She did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you forget I told you about it. If Marcus were to know about Brenda Bell, he might use it against you.
Mia, what's wrong? Mia! Wait a minute. What on earth? I've never seen her like that. I mean, generally she's so friendly, she's open.
Well, who was that anyway?
Oh, it's my sister. Oh, I mean, she's a Vietnamese orphan. My father adopted her. We educated her and trained her. She works as my assistant here.
Oh, I see. I think she pegged me for an American soldier.
Yeah, you may be right. You know, her memories of Vietnam are pretty rough ones.
Well, I understand that feeling. Just hope I get a chance to talk to her later.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, that reminds me, before my dad comes, I have to write a letter. One of the kids in the school is going to have to have some special kind of spinal therapy, spinal surgery.
What, you have doctors on this island that can perform that kind of operation?
No, don't I wish. He's going to have to go to Singapore. It's going to be kind of rough because he's going to have to be by himself. His parents can't afford to go. Give anything if our little hospital facility here was a full-range hospital, handle this kind of thing.
So, what's the problem?
The problem is money.
Well, you know a guy with a lot of money. He's got a guilty conscience to boot.
Oh, you know, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? Think of I'm Mrs. Asa Buchanan. I could build a hospital. I mean, I could hire doctors. I could.
Yep.
Before I did that, I could actually take that whole entire family to Singapore, couldn't I? Pay the whole entire bill. Woody, I can't believe it. You know something? I may actually enjoy this, being a billionaire's wife.
What's wrong?
I don't like people talking about me behind my back.
Who was doing that?
Oh, come on, Cassie, I heard you.
I was just telling Larry
Hey,
about
all right,
the argument
okay.
we had.
Please, time out. Would you two mind settling your problems amicably? This is a hospital, not a boxing ring. I've got a patient to see. You take care of it.
Bye, Larry. I think I'm going to be getting home, too.
Look, he's right, you know. I'm willing to forgive and forget if you are.
I don't think that's possible, Tracy.
Oh, come on, Cassie. Anything is possible. Look, what you need is a good night's sleep, so I bet in the morning you'll see everything in a whole new light.
I don't think so.
Cassie, it was just a letter. Something my aunt scribbled down in one of her movies.
You're forgetting that I read that letter before you burned it. Your aunt was very upset about something that you had probably
Cassie,
done, and it was in that
Look,
letter.
my aunt was always upset. She was writing the newspaper all the time. And the thing you've got to do is just try to forget about it.
I'm going to Dr. Polk's first thing tomorrow morning, and I'm going to tell him everything that I read in that letter.
What letter? You said yourself it's all burned up.
Well, it doesn't matter because I remember what it said, and if it didn't make sense to me, it'll surely make sense to Dr. Polk. Good night, Tracy.
Good night. Sleep tight.
This patient coming through here. What's going on, Jack? Look, that's Lisa. What happened?
Gas inhalation. I'm having trouble getting a pulse.
All right, get 3 ready. Let's go. Come on.
I help?
Yeah, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
Man, I'm all right. Where's Lisa?
Come on, hold on. You're not going anywhere.
Nah, man, where's she at? Because we was together. Man, what the hell happened?
There's a gas leak in Cassie's apartment.
You sure? Where's Lisa? Wait, no, I gotta find her.
Not now.
Man, I gotta
Come on,
find
we have
Lisa.
to take care of you, please.
No, look, forget about me. Where's Lisa?
Look, this is incredible. Hey, did they say anything happened to Cassie?
No, just her apartment. There was a leak in a gas line, that's all.
Well,
Excuse me.
What were Bobby and Lisa doing in Cassie's apartment?
I don't know right now. I'm too tired
Yeah, but
to
what
care.
happened to Cassie? Where is she?
I don't know. It was just Bobby and Lisa in there. Excuse me.
Bobby and Lisa? She wasn't there. That means she was still able to talk to Dr. Polk.
Tomorrow. I have to answer questions tomorrow. Tomorrow. Questions. Answer.
Wrong! You can't fool me, Nicky.
I'm not Nicky.
You can't fool me, Nicky. You can't fool me, Nicky. Kidnapped yourself and tried to run. You didn't fool me, Nicky.
Me! Help me!
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yes, son. Tell us who she really is. For the record, cousin. Let's have it, baby. Clint. She's Nicky Smith. Now don't that beat all? And I try, Nicole. You can fool some of the people some of the time. You can't fool us. Not anymore. You're Nicky Smith. Nicky Smith. Nicky Smith. Nicky Smith. Nicky Smith.
No! Stop! I'm Vicky! Tell them who I am! Tell them! Tell them who I am! All right. Tell them who I am! Tell them now! Who? Them! Tell them who I am. Someone's been dreaming. No! It wasn't a dream. It was real! Where am I?
Mountain View Sanitarium, of course. You're a patient here, remember?
Oh, no, it's a mistake. I'm not supposed to be here.
Okay. Now listen to me. My name is Nurse Cunningham, and I'm going to be watching over you for as long as you're with us.
I'm not going to be here. Tomorrow I'm going to go out. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yes, I think it's very late, and I think you need a little rest.
Yes, I do need rest. I have a big day tomorrow.
Of course you do.
I do. Tomorrow I have to tell them. I have to prove to them who I am. And then they can let me out of here.
Now lay down, put your head down, close your eyes, and the bad dreams will all go away in time.
About 2 o'clock in the morning, I was going to that sanitarium to get you.
No need for that, Paul.
Where's Vicky?
She's spending the night at the sanitarium.
Oh, she's what?
Well, wait a minute. Before you go to accusing me of abandoning my wife, I just want you to know I've changed my mind.
About what?
About tomorrow. I mean, whatever Marcus Polk says, sane, insane, Vicky, Nicky, that's the last night she's spending in that place.
Well, about time you came to your senses. I was wondering if you were the milkman instead of really one of my own.
Well, you were right, Pa. I tried it by their rules, and all it got me was having her locked away from me.
And now?
Now we play by my rules. They don't leave me any choice.
That's good, but you know what you're letting yourself in for, Clint. Once you bust her out, your life's going to be on the run.
It's better than no life at all, Pa. With Vicky, I don't have any life.
There's got to be a water fountain in the hole. This door is locked. Why is this door locked? Who locked this door? Hello? Help! Nurse! Nurse! Come out of here! Unlock the door! Smith. I told you. My name is Victoria Buchanan. I want a glass of water, please.
Okay, I've been asking some of the nurses about you when you were here before.
I've never been here before. That was Nicky Smith. My name is Victoria Buchanan.
They're always saying that you're always wanting something.
I want a glass of water, please.
Fine. I will get you a pitcher.
Excuse me, why can't I get it myself?
Because it is easier on the staff, and we have had a little bit of trouble down the hall.
What kind of trouble?
None of your concern. We are just keeping all of the patients locked up to protect them tonight. Okay? If you need anything, just push the call button.
Wait a minute. Please. Why do you have to keep me locked up in here, please? I mean, I'm anxious enough about tomorrow as it is, but keeping me locked up in a cage is only making me...
Miss, please, I'm sorry. I have my orders. And look at this room. This very nice room. Look at the room. It's a very nice room. It's a lot better than the room you had last time.
No, I told you I've never been here before.
Okay,
I'm victorious. You can.
I will be back in a minute with your water.
Oh, please wait. Please, miss. Please, nurse, don't lock the door. Please, don't lock the door. I hate being locked up. I never liked it. Please let me out of here just for a minute. Please, open the door. I hate being locked up. Let me out. Let me out.
Well, hello again. Your father and Pam were very disappointed that you didn't make it for supper. So was I. Hey, look, I'm sorry if my presence frightens you.
It was very silly of me, but I couldn't help it at the time. You look so much like
An American soldier?
like the one that took my father away. He was accused of being a Viet Cong. I didn't know if he was one or not. But I remember how he fought the soldiers and how my mother cried for days.
How old were you then?
Only 6. But the memory is...
Yeah, I know, Mia. I hope to hell I wasn't the soldier that took him away. But, that was a long time ago. Very long time ago. Now we live in a very different world, very different lives. I hope that we can be friends.
I would like that too.
Yeah? Well, let's see what Pam's up to. The last time I looked, she was cutting into a terrific smelling pie.
Well, what kind of questions could he ask me? I mean, he could ask me details, things that only Victoria Buchanan could know, right? All right, let's do it one more time, out loud. Kevin's birthday is September the 12th, 1976. Joey's birthday is January the 9th, 1980. Clint and I were married on November the 15th, 1982. My father died June the 16th, 1976. Oh, Vicky, just stay calm and collected. Do not let Dr. Polk intimidate you. But please don't blow it. You have to be nothing short of perfect. Otherwise, this will not be your room just for one night. This could be your home forever.
Cook is waiting breakfast for you, son.
No thanks, Paul.
You're gonna need your strength for what lies ahead.
I'll be ready for whatever happens.
You didn't sleep at all, did you?
No. And if I know Vicky, neither did she. She's probably pacing the floor right now, counting the minutes till 10 o'clock.
Is that when the session starts with Polk?
Yeah, which means that the decision should be made one way or the other by 11.
Well, we're all set to go here. I'll put my plan in motion.
Oh, good. Does Kim know to have Kevin and Joey all packed and ready to go?
We're all set at our end. You do yours. There's no way Vicky's going to stay in that institution.
I wish I was as sure of that as you were.
You can be sure. This is your insurance. Hope you don't have to use it, but just in case, you have to convince somebody.
Asa, you very kindly said you'd help me with some... Clint, you just go ahead and do whatever it is you have to do with your father. I'll just be comparing some investment notes that I have with some of Ace's reports.
Dorian, it's all right.
Really, just You act as if I'm invisible.
You are not invisible. I know you saw the gun.
Gun? What gun?
This one, Dorian, the same one I'm giving back to Pa.
Now, wait a minute, Clint. You may need this.
Pa, look, no matter what happens, I'm not going to shoot my way out of the sanitarium.
And what if Polk doesn't let Vicky go?
Like I say, I'm invisible. But, Asa, can you just tell me where the North Sea oil drilling...
Pa, don't worry so much. I'm not going to let anybody lock Vicky away. One way or the other, I'll get her out of there, and I won't need a gun to do it.
I just wish I had your high spirits. It'd be nice if you had 6 loaded chambers to back you up.
I got you to back me up. What more do I need? Huh?
Okay. You get out of here and bring your wife back.
All right. I'll be back for the boys, one way or the other.
Clint, not that I know what you're talking about, but good luck.
Thanks, Dorian. I think I can use it.
Bobby, come on, why don't you go on home? You've been here all night.
I'm going nowhere till she wakes up.
You can't go in there, man. I told you that. It's only for the family. Those are the rules.
I know about your rules. I've been told so many times, know them by heart. If I can't go in there and hold her hand, least I can do is watch her. Unless you got a rule against that, too.
No.
Let me be, okay? I'm not hurting nobody just looking at
Well, someone might get hurt if her father runs into you.
I don't want no problems with Mr. Barron.
Then would you just steer clear of him, please? You know what he's going through.
Yeah, I know what he's going through.
Larry!
Cassie,
Is Lisa all right? Where is she?
take a look.
Where have you been? We were looking all over for you.
Lisa and I exchanged apartments last night, and when I got to mine this morning, they told me about the gas leak. I still can't believe it.
Believe it.
You must be Bobby and Cassie. You were there when it happened, right?
Yeah. Doc said if I hadn't been a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger, I'd be in there with her.
Lucky Josh came along and found you both.
Is she gonna be all right?
Well, we'll have to wait until she comes out of the coma.
Just wait and watch, right, Doc?
Yeah. All right, wait. By the window, not inside.
All right. Thanks, Doc.
All right.
Listen, Bobby, I feel really terrible about this whole thing.
Hey, it's not your fault. Accidents happen.
Yeah, accidents do happen, but can I talk to you about something?
I ain't going nowhere.
Not here. I want to talk to you privately.
I ain't leaving this window till Lisa wakes up.
Just over there. It's really important.
I'm always amazed at your cool head and your keen eye.
Thank you. But I'm just glad your son has more common sense than you do, because you obviously think that brute force is the best tactic for everything.
I like diplomacy when it works. I called you on the phone this morning. I told you something, didn't I? That old Polk may not listen to reason.
Asa, I kind of can see his point. I mean, Clint could be risking his future, the boy's future, not for Vicky, but for Nicole Smith.
Yeah, we both know that, but tell that to Clint. As far as he is convinced that Nicole Smith is gone forever, and it is Vicky he has taken away.
Yes. Well, I must say I admire you for supporting him, even though you don't believe it.
Well, what choice do I have, Dorian, huh? My boy believes that woman is his wife. And even if I'm going to lose them and never see the grandchildren again, I have to stand by him.
Well, then, good for you. It's funny. Everybody's got something to lose in all of this, except one person.
Right, little old Tina. I give my teeth to know what that jigsaw puzzle brain of hers is doing. Maybe I could cut her off at the pass.
Oh, I'd love to see you do that. In fact, if the North Sea oil deal can wait, I'd love to help you.
You do that?
Oh, of course I would. Why sit around here and wait when I can go out and tackle Tina?
Be careful with those furs.
Yes, Miss Lord.
Oh, and that's half of the gown. Be extra careful with it because I want to wear that when I have my first dinner party at Lanford.
Yes,
Hold
Miss Lord.
still, Miss Lord. We don't want to look like cotton candy, do we?
It's fine. I am in your hands, Maurice. Just make sure it looks good. Stylish, but not overdone. Because when I enter in Lanford, I really want to make an entrance. I want it to be elegant. It's sensual.
It's you, Miss Lord.
I know it is, isn't it? Oh, that's probably the reporters and the photographer from the Chronicle. Entrez-vous.
Tina.
Oh, it's you, Steve. I thought you were from the media.
Oh, sorry, just your humble attorney, and that's such I have to say.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. Now, these bags, these are all ready to go, right, Maxine?
Yes, Miss Lord.
Oh, and then come right back up because there's going to be plenty more.
Sure thing. Now, Tina, I was about to say.
Steve, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I'm very happy you're here and everything, but I don't see how there's going to be any kind of matter that needs your attention.
You haven't moved into Landfair yet.
No, but that's just a matter of time, 2 or 3 hours at the most.
Yeah, well, a lot can happen in an hour. Vicky hasn't been declared Nikki yet, and I think you're moving much too fast.
Oh, darling, we haven't got much time. Hold me, please.
I'm holding you. I'm holding you.
I must look like such a mess.
You are beautiful, as always.
I didn't sleep at all last night.
Well, neither did I. I kept thinking about you being here in this place. And I was wishing there was some way I could call you and let you know that I was there for you.
I knew you were. But I kept myself busy preparing for this session this morning. Every birthday, every place we went together, every little moment in my life, I have been reciting them out loud. Practicing as if preparing myself for some sort of a final exam.
Sweetheart, it is nothing like that.
No, you're right. This is much more final than any final exam I ever took in my life because Dr. Polk is not going to quiz me on what I know. Dr. Polk wants me to prove who I am.
You know what?
What?
I believe that Dr. Polk only wants to learn the truth.
That's just the problem. The truth is there. It's staring him right in his face. What if he can't see it?
Would you just be yourself? And he will see it. He will.
That's easy for you to say. Have you ever tried to just be yourself, darling? That's the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my whole life.
Well, you just take a deep breath when you walk in there and relax.
Right, open your mouth and watch every word that comes out of it. Don't call Kevin Joey. Don't call Joey Kevin. Be careful. Make one mistake, one little tiny slip, and they will lock you away forever.
It's enough. Just stop.
Oh, darling.
I want you to listen to me. I want you to hear what I say. I want you to remember exactly what I say. No matter what Marcus Polk decides, when I leave here today, you're leaving with me.
Why? What are you going to do?
I just want you to know that you're not staying here. That's all.
Oh, wait a minute. Clint, promise me you won't do anything foolish.
To smell the gas before it was too late.
I couldn't smell it because of flowers. I brought some flowers in from the front door.
I wasn't expecting any flowers. Who would have sent flowers?
You tell me. I ain't seen no card either.
I know Rob wouldn't have sent them. The way we've been getting along, he would have never sent flowers.
Yeah, well, somebody did. I got no idea. I don't know.
Tracy, what's the matter? You couldn't hear us from over where you were standing before?
I beg your pardon. I have more important things to do than eavesdrop.
Since when?
Hey, look, I see Josh. Excuse me, Cass. I'll talk to you later.
Right.
Look, it's bad enough with you pestering me. You don't have to bother Bobby. He's been through enough.
I have a lot of questions, and I expect to get a lot of answers, Tracy.
Oh, like what exactly?
I haven't forgotten about that letter you got from your aunt.
Look, I gotta go deliver.
I wonder what Dr. Polk
Children's
will
ward.
think when he reads it. You know, I retyped another one. And I also sent him a note saying that the one that you sent him, that was from your aunt, was a fake.
Why would you do that? And why do you keep doing these nasty, dreadful things to me?
It's out of my hands now. It's up to Dr. Polk. And I'm sure he'll know the truth. Any decision that's made from now on is up to Dr. Polk, and not me.
Hey, man, I'm trying to thank you. If you ain't knocked that door down when you did, me and Lisa wouldn't have made it. I ain't gonna forget that, man.
I'm not gonna ask you what you were doing alone with Lisa. I'm not gonna ask you how the accident happened. Or why you didn't just pull her out of there.
Hey, man, I said I was trying to thank you for that.
I am not interested in your thanks. Lisa's in there in a coma, and you're out here. I'm glad I was able to pull her out. As for you, now what the hell choice did I have?
Hey, are you for real, man?
I
I won't consider Landfair as my home exclusively. No, I intend to open the grounds up for the public. Restricted hours, of course.
You mean you'll let people wander through?
Well, sure, the White House lets people wander through, so why shouldn't I? I mean, Landfair is sort of a landmark here, and I think the common people of Landview should be able to see it from time to time.
Well, I'm sure the people of Landview would be delighted to get a glimpse into the town's most famous dress.
Well, of course, they're going to have to wait just a little bit while I finish the renovations.
The what?
Renovations?
Yes, it does pain me to talk about this right now, but I'm afraid some of the decor and the furnishings have gone a bit downhill. Well, due to my sister's illness.
Aren't you being a little premature in suggesting all of these changes?
Premature?
Well, you seem convinced that Dr. Polk will support your claim that your sister does indeed suffer from a personality disorder.
Well, I have every confidence in Dr. Polk, and that confidence comes from the knowledge that I know that Victoria Buchanan is actually Nikki Smith.
What if you're wrong?
I'm not wrong. And once Dr. Polk agrees to that, then I will move into Landfair. Because, someone needs to preserve it and to protect it. In fact, Miss Gibson, I'm sure your readers would love to be there at that exact moment. So you're welcome to come along and report it.
Perhaps what would really fascinate my readers is the look on your face if Dr. Polk disagrees with your conclusion.
I beg your pardon?
And that, I think, concludes this interview. Let's go, Tom.
Wait a minute. Well, wait, that's it?
I have more than enough.
Now, wait, I don't like this one bit here. I make time in my busy schedule to accommodate
Tina,
you.
quit while you're ahead.
No, now, Miss Gibson, don't you dare come crawling to me begging for an interview after I move into Landfair.
Don't worry, I won't.
What? I can't believe this. Did you hear the way she talked to me?
You have this real ability, Tina. Without even trying, you have this natural ability to just infuriate people.
Oh, please. She is just some tacky little overpaid reporter. That's all she is.
She could have been our ally. If you could have tried being a little less sure of yourself, a little less self-assured.
See, would we get to what is important here? Now, do you think I have too much makeup on? Now, what do you think? Now, you be honest with me.
I didn't think you did, and I was wondering. All right, I'm sorry that I even bothered you.
Let me guess, Rob didn't send the flowers, right?
No, he didn't. When I asked him, he laughed.
What about your father?
No, he didn't either. And when I asked my mother, she was even too busy to come to the phone.
We got two mysteries here, Cassie.
Two?
And number one, somebody came here messing with your stove to start that gas leak.
Robbie, we don't know that for sure.
Number two, somebody brought flowers in here to come up and smell of the gas.
We can't prove that either.
Which brings us to mystery number three. Who's the target? Is it you or Lisa? Or me? Or me and Lisa? Somebody wanted to get one of us killed.
You really think somebody's out to murder one of us?
Hey, everything seems to point to attempted murder. Now, before they attempt it again, why don't you and me put our brains together and start talking motive?
Bobby, what are you thinking?
I want to know who wants to see you dead, Cassie.
Excuse me, Dr. Polk. This just arrived. The messenger said it was urgent.
Oh, everything seems to be so urgent this morning, Janet. Why don't you read it to me while I sign these letters, all right?
All right. There's a note attached from Cassie Coronel. Dear Dr. Polk, recently my husband, Rob, delivered a letter to you written by Ramona Walcott before her death. But Ramona didn't write that letter. It was forged by her niece, Tracy James.
Go on.
Tracy ripped up the original letter. I found the pieces, but once again, Tracy discovered them and burned them. Enclosed, you will find my attempt to reconstruct the letter from memory. I hope it makes sense to you. Yours truly.
What, the letter? Read the letter.
Dear Dr. Polk, I am afraid for my life. I've come to the terrifying conclusion that my niece, Tracy...
Yes?
It stops there. There are a few more words, obsessed by and seeing you.
And that's all?
Yes, Doctor.
Well, I'm sure there must be some meaning to that, but I'm not sure just exactly what it is. Look, Janet, why don't you put that in Tracy James' file? I'll get back to it later, all right?
Of course, Doctor. I suppose Nicole Smith comes first today.
Yes, she is a priority this morning. Oh, Janet, look, bring that file of Tracy's over here, and I'll put it in my desk drawer. Thank you. Now, whether or not she is Nicole Smith or Victoria Buchanan, that remains to be seen. We'll know shortly.
Would you like me to call upstairs and have someone bring her down to your office?
No, I'll go down there and get her myself. Oh, Janet, why don't you take that morning that you off that you asked me about, and I'm going to be in there with her quite a while.
Thank you, Doctor. Where is it? What did he do with it? James. J-A-J-E-A. What did he do with it? Where would he? Oh, they lock everything up around here. Nobody trusts anybody anymore.
Look at me. Please, sweetheart. You're planning to do something violent, aren't you?
There's nothing for you to worry about.
But I am worried. Whatever it is you're planning, I can't let you do it.
Sweetheart.
Now, who was the one who kept telling me that I am going to prove to Dr. Polk that I'm not Nikki Smith?
I know that.
All right, then don't undermine my confidence. Not now when I need your support more than ever.
You have my support. You know that.
Then tell me you have faith in me. Tell me I'm going to pass every test, but don't tell me you're expecting the worst.
I'm only saying that if things don't go the way we want them to...
Then we will fight them with every legal means we have at our disposal, but we cannot take the law into our own hands.
Damn it, Vicky. I am as law-abiding as the next man. But if the law turns against us, if Dr. Polk and the authorities turn against us, I'm going to make my own justice.
Oh, no, please.
Listen to me. My love for you comes before the law. I'm not going to stand by and let them take you away from me and the boys. We know who you are, and we love you for who you are. And if the rest of the world remains unconvinced, then the hell with them. But you are coming with us, and that's all there is to it.
Excuse me, good morning. It's 10 o'clock. If you're ready, why don't we go to my office and we'll resume the session.
The voice of reason, but Vicky hasn't even started her interview yet. I mean, what?
Now, that's no way to think, okay? Now, look, I'm not just going to treat for breakfast. I'm going to treat for champagne and eggs Benedict to celebrate my victory.
I'll stick to coffee and Danish, thanks.
Oh, all you lawyers are alike. I swear, no faith, no trust, no any... No way, Dorian. I'm not in the mood to deal with you today. Would you please just leave?
Thank you, Tina. It's nice to see you, too. Hello. You must be a new friend of Tina's. She doesn't have any old ones. They all wise up and go away.
Very funny. This happens to be my new attorney, Stephen Domino. Stephen, this is...
Dorian Lord.
We've met?
No, but I certainly know you by reputation. And I was a faithful viewer of your television show. It's true what they say. You're even more attractive in person.
Oh, how sweet of you. What are you doing working for Tina?
That's none of your business, Dorian, and if you don't mind...
And what is all of that? Packed up, ready to move? The vulture cage at the zoo is full up, so it must be Landfair.
Tina, why don't I leave you and your friend to talk?
No! Oh, yes, why don't you, Mr. Domino and Tina? We do have so much to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, I'll get us a table down in the lobby. Mrs. Lord, so nice to have met you.
Oh, please, I hope it won't be the last time.
Ooh. So why don't you just chase him down and gobble him up, Dorian? It's so embarrassing you're drooling like that.
No, dear. That would be your style. I certainly don't gobble. You know, there is a danger with your greedy approach. You can always get something caught in your throat and choke to death.
Oh, is that a warning?
No, it's a prediction. Would you like to hear it?
No. But I'm sure you're going to tell me about it anyways.
Yes. You can scheme your little schemes. You can run all the scams you like, but nothing you do is going to change anything.
What are you doing?
Oh, you surely don't expect me to have a meaningful conversation on an empty stomach. How inhospitable. Hello, room service. This is Tina Lord's suite, temporarily. We'd like to have tea. For two. And scones, yes, with lots of marmalade.
It's me. Can you hear me? No. Yeah, I'm stroking your hair right now. Can you feel that? Maybe this coma might be deep, but it's not too deep to keep you away from me. Oh, you were so beautiful. Even all these machines and tubes can't hide how beautiful you are. You're gonna come back to me. You hear? Make sure you come back to me. You gotta come back to me, Lisa. Hey, I'll tell you a secret. I ain't so good going solo. You know? Tell nobody, but I need you. Oh, Bobby needs you real bad right now, baby. Cause you make everything easier, Lisa. You make everything better. You make me the way I'm supposed to be. Damn it, Lisa, wake up. You know, if you come back to me, I swear with everything I got, Lisa, I ain't gonna never let you get away from me again. You won't be stuck with me. Yeah, baby, you won't be stuck with old Bobby. I knew you'd come back to me. Lisa, calm down.
Let me go!
Yo, Lisa!
Let me out of here! Let me out of here! Let me go!
Clint, why don't you wait here? We'll go in and get started.
Torture for you, waiting like this?
Well, it wasn't. Not until you insisted on waiting with me.
Oh, I couldn't miss this. Seeing you finally get what you deserve. Milk or lemon?
Milk, of course. And yes, I am finally going to get exactly what I deserve. And that means land fare and everything that goes with it.
You're the picture of confidence. Do you know something that I should know? Scone?
Yes, please. Dorian, you and I are past pretending. You know the exact same things about this situation that I do. In fact, everybody intelligent in Lambview knows it.
Oh, and you include yourself among them?
This psychiatric examination is merely a formality. You know that. Here we sit waiting for Dr. Polk to draw the same conclusion that you and I know. That Victoria Buchanan is long gone and has been replaced by Nicky Smith.
You're sure of that, are you?
Dorian, please. You are many things, but dumb is not one of them. You have known for some time, and so has Asa, and Clint even knows. He admitted it to me.
Oh. So what if what you're saying is true?
Well, what, you're admitting that Vicky is really Nikki?
No, I'm not admitting anything of the sort. But may I remind you, the Buchanans are the Buchanans. And you, once again, are underestimating them.
Clint and all his family cannot fight a court order.
Oh, Asa can pull more strings than you have hair on your dyed little head. And if he thinks he's defending his family...
Minute. This happens to be my natural hair color. Besides that, I have medical opinion on my side and the law, so I can't lose.
Oh, indeed. My dear, you have a way of pulling defeat from the jaws of victory. You will do it again, believe me.
Dorian, no matter what you think is going to happen or what you hope is going to happen, this time is my time.
Just started, Pa. Vicky's in there with him now.
How you holding up, son?
Well, okay, I'll be a lot better once Dr. Polk lets her go.
Well, everything's set at this end. Boys are packed. Kim called the school, said they'll be out for a few days, no problem.
They suspect anything?
Now, as far as
Joey and Kevin are concerned, they're about to take an impromptu vacation with their mom and dad, and they can't wait to get started.
Well, neither can I. I wish I'd been able to arrange for a car.
What do you think I'm here for? Got a station wagon all gassed up, ready to go, hit the road.
You just bring your lady back to us, and we'll send you on your way.
Well, I hope I don't have to take her out of here by force, Pa. But if Dr. Polk comes to the wrong conclusion, I'm gonna have no choice. I'll just have to take matters into my own hands.
Enough about dates and places and things. Let's talk about people. Important people in your life. Now, your father, for instance.
Well, what about him?
Well, what were your feelings for him?
That's not very easy to say after everything that's happened, after everything I've learned. I have very mixed feelings.
Why don't you sort them out for me, huh?
I always loved him very much. Of course, that goes without saying. He was a very admirable man. In many ways, he built a newspaper empire on courage, on hard work, and on ideals.
And what about his treatment with you, his daughter?
Well, he had ideals for me, too. He expected the best from me, always. And I tried very hard to live up to those ideals. Sometimes I think I tried too hard.
Do you still love him?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, of course I still love him. He is not the paragon of virtue to me that I once thought he was, but perhaps I can learn to love him for his flaws as well as his virtues. I hope so, anyway.
You said that Tina, or rather Nikki Smith, came out completely at Tina's trial. Is that right?
What? Oh, yes. Yes, completely.
Yes. Then you said just as suddenly, you came back.
Yes, I did. I most certainly did.
What?
Why? I don't know.
Then sure, I guess.
All right, if I had to guess, I would say that it happened because of love.
Love?
Yes, I think when Clint rejected Tina, when he showed me how much he loved me, I think inside of me a wound was healed that had been very deep inside of me.
What sort of wound?
Oh, a wound that had been there since I was a girl. I think something that came about when I saw my father in bed with Tina's mother.
Your childhood friend, what was her name?
Irene Manning. I wanted so much for that not to be true. I wanted my father, that man that I loved and admired so much, to turn away from Irene. To return the love and affection I had for him, and not to make love to my best friend. But he didn't. He let me down. And I think the wound that was created then remained until Clint, a man that I love and admire more than anyone else, gave me the love that I had waited for so long.
Your memories are very vivid on this, right? Seeing Clint with Tina at the Waterside Inn?
Do I remember? Careful, Vicky. This is how he's going to trap you. No, of course I don't remember that. I was Nicky Smith at the time.
Well, then how do you...
Clint told me. Clint filled me in on a lot of things that have happened. Dr. Polk, I've tried to explain this to you before, but my memory seems to come and go in flashes. Therefore, I find it very difficult to distinguish between what I remember and what I've been told.
I see, yes. But still, I have to ask you. It's odd.
Excuse me?
I'd sworn I'd locked... Oh, never mind. Look, who's Elwood Briggs?
He's the city editor at the Banner.
Mort Evans?
Mort Evans is the copy editor. He's been with us about 10 years.
And who is Tracy James?
Tracy James? She doesn't work at the Banner. Tracy James. I don't remember. I can't remember.
Please answer the question.
I'm trying to, but Dr. Polk, I think you have to understand that, you see, I was Nicky for a very long time, and I think that some of the people that I knew may just have slipped my mind.
Then you don't remember?
No, I'm sorry, but for the life of me, I can't remember anyone by the name of Tracy James, no.
Vlad, come in. We're finished here. Now, I regret to say that there were questions designed to entrap you, but they were necessary to arrive at the truth. And I believe I have that now.
Well, if you want to ask me any more questions, I'd be perfectly willing to answer anything you want.
No, it's not necessary. You really told me what I needed to hear. You see, there was one question that was more important than all the others.
I'm absolutely positive of my facts. You can check anything you need to, Doctor.
It was a name. The name Tracy James. I asked you if you remembered her, if her name meant anything to you.
I know, and I said that try as I might.
You couldn't remember her.
I'm sorry, I just can't.
There's no reason why you should. You see, Tracy James was a nurse's aide at one time at Mountain View here. And she might have been known by Nicky Smith. But she couldn't have been known by you, Vicky.
You called me Vicky.
That's right. That's your name, isn't it?
Oh, Dr. Polk, you me up, darling. Does he mean that?
I believe that your complete ordeal is over. Without a shadow of a doubt, Nicky Smith is gone, and you are Victoria Buchanan.
Darling, did you hear it? Dr. Polk. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so relieved. I'm so grateful to you.
You did it all on your own.
I told you he was a fair man, huh? Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. Thanks for giving me my wife back.
Clint, I can really say this is one of the most rewarding sessions of my entire life. Nothing makes me happier and more fulfilled than to help return Vicky to her family and her friends.
And it all came down to somebody named Tracy James.
Yes, that fact, and a rare bit of insight from that only Vicky Buchanan would have known.
Well, you asked me so many things. What did I say?
Well, you gave all the credit to love. Clint's love for you.
You said that?
I meant it.
You see, I believe the long repressed rage for your father has been replaced by a lasting, nourishing love for your husband.
No.
Now, if that's the case, then Nicky Smith no longer exists. She's gone forever.
No.
That is the greatest prognosis I've ever heard, Marcus.
Do you really think it's true? Do you really think she's gone?
Well, only time will tell. But look, now, however, the two of you have been here long enough, and I hear it's a very sunny day outside.
Sunny. It's absolutely glorious.
So look, I'll sign the papers, tell the proper authorities that how I've decided.
Oh, and I'm really free to go.
Yes, you are.
Oh.
You're free to go. But after you leave here, you may find some very unpleasant things out there.
Sounds like you're talking about Tina.
That's right, yes. Tina, I'm sure, is going to take this decision very hard. She's probably already told the newspaper and the television coverage.
Well, I don't really want to have to face that now.
Look, my advice is for you to get out of town. The two of you together, just you and your family.
Okay.
You're not just a psychiatrist, you're a mind reader. Our vacation starts immediately.
Good. I'll be the first one to wish you bon voyage.
Oh, I tell you something, Dr. Polk, last night, in the very darkest hour, I really wondered if I would ever be walking out of these doors again. Especially when that song kept playing over and over again.
Song?
Oh, yes, somebody was playing the same song all night long. I asked the nurse to shut it off, and she told me that I would get used to it. I think I'll have that song with me for months.
A song that haunts you?
Mm-hmm.
It's strange. Nikki said the same thing happened to her. Well, I'll do whatever I can to help you forget it.
Clint, when did Nikki tell you that? I mean about that song?
I don't know. It was after Laurel Wollick was killed. The police said they found a cassette in her car and that it was probably playing when the car crashed.
Well, do you recall the name of that song?
Yeah, it was an oldie but goodie. I'll be seeing you.
And that meant something to Nikki?
Yeah, would you believe that she said someone in the sanitarium was playing it constantly? Now, is that a coincidence or what?
Yes, isn't it?
Is there something wrong, Dr. Polk?
No, nothing's wrong. Now, look, the two of you better start out on that vacation, all right?
Okay.
Oh, Dr. Polk, thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll send you a postcard. Thanks, Marcus.
I can't believe this is really happening. It's as if I just woke up from the worst nightmare of my whole life. But it's true, isn't it?
You bet it is, sweetheart. The next thing to do is just put it out of your mind. There's nothing but clear sailing from here on in.
Boy, would I love to see Tina's face when she finds out that Dr. Polk has agreed that I am really me, Victoria Buchanan.
Well, I'm afraid that's one pleasure you're going to have to miss out on, honey. The only faces you're going to be looking at for the next couple of weeks are going to be Kevin's and Joey's and mine. Because we are a real family again.
It's going to be a wonderful vacation. And as far as I'm concerned, the rest of the world can melt away. I don't care. As long as we've got each other. You know what surprised me most? Is the way Dr. Polk kept trying to trap me.
Well, honey, he went into this whole thing believing that you were Nikki.
I know. I was guilty until proven innocent. That's not really like him.
No, but he knew how strong Nikki was, honey, and she'd fooled him once before.
Yeah.
He was acting according to his own conscience. And he did come through for us in the end.
Yes, but it was touch and go for a while. You know, last night he tried to trick me with Stick's name. Wanted to know how I knew it. I got really flustered. And then I told him that you must have told me all about it. The thing is, I was telling him the truth, and yet everything I said came out sounding like it was a lie.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got over that feeling this morning.
Today, I just held on to thoughts of you, Kevin and Joe. The fact that we could all be together again in a few hours. And I suppose that just gave me the strength I needed to stay calm and tell the truth as simply as I could.
You know, we're really better off that Marcus was so tough.
Why?
Well, Well, because now he can tell the whole world that he honestly put you through the most rigorous test possible. And that there isn't the slightest doubt that you are Vicky Buchanan.
Darling, would you really have taken me out of the sanitarium by force had it gone badly?
Yeah. We'd have followed this same plan. I mean, we'd have picked up the boys and headed for parts unknown and started a whole new life. Now it's simply going to be a great family vacation.
You would have given up your life for me?
I've got no life without you. Now, when we get back from our vacation, we'll just pick up where we were when... well, that seems like a whole lifetime ago.
Well, we can't go back to exactly the way it was. Because Tina is there. I'm sure she'll still be trying to convince everybody that I'm Nicky Smith.
Forget about Tina. She's over and done with. When Marcus goes public with his decision, not a soul in the world is going to believe her.
Why couldn't she have been content with the settlement I wanted to make on her when I realized that she was indeed my half-sister?
Because she's greedy. She wants the whole ball of wax. I mean, she wants to be the queen of Landfair. And she wants it so badly that I wouldn't be surprised if she had a moving van all packed and ready to go. Boy, what I wouldn't give to be a fly on her wall when she gets the news.
All right, what happened, Judy?
I don't know.
Give me 10 milligrams.
Stay calm, Lisa.
All right,
We got you, baby.
get that syringe over here, quick.
Lisa, get out of here. What are you doing in the way? Get out of here.
Hey, she gonna be all right, Doctor?
She's unconscious. Lisa, you have no right to be in this
Not now, Josh. I want to know what happened.
I don't know. It all happened so fast. I just snuck in here so I could look at her.
How?
The lady had her back turned, and I was worried. I wanted to come in and see how she was
touch
doing.
anything?
No, I just walked in. I whispered to her, and her eyes open, and then she started getting crazy like you
If
saw.
you had anything to do with bringing this on,
No,
please,
he
help me.
couldn't have been in here for more than a few seconds.
Maybe it's just a
Dr.
reaction to her coming out of the coma. Get her father in here right now, Josh.
Look, Doctor, she gonna be all right? I mean, we was both knocked out by the gas. How come I'm fine and she's still having problems?
Yeah, just tough
All right,
luck.
that's enough. Josh, please.
Lisa? Lisa, hey. Can you hear me? Lisa?
Bobby. I just want Bobby.
Yeah, babe, I'm right here.
Where am I?
You're in the hospital.
What happened?
Your friend Cassie let us use her apartment. You know, we're just gonna hang out, have dinner, and there was a gas leak. We were both knocked out, and you've been in a coma ever since.
Lisa? You remember what happened just a few minutes ago?
I'm sorry, Doctor. I only remember being in Bobby's arms.
Dear Dr. Polk, afraid for my life, I've come to the terrifying conclusion that my niece, Tracy, obsessed by seeing you. Tracy, what do you think you're doing? How did you get in here? Answer me, Tracy.
Minutes before you have Asa bring the boys down.
I think Karen seemed genuinely pleased to see me this time.
Well, if there were any lingering doubts, they're all gone now. For him and everyone else.
I'm so glad the children were protected from all of this. Do you know, I'm almost afraid, nervous about seeing them.
All you have to do is be yourself.
I know, but I haven't really seen them for, 6 months? Not since I turned into Nicky. I'm so afraid I might do something to make them afraid or make them upset or something.
Honey, as far as they're concerned, you've been here all along.
Yeah?
And you and I are just coming back from a couple days at the shore.
I know, but it's hard to accept that somebody else has been acting as their mother.
Honey, Nicky agreed to the divorce provision that I get the boys for the first 6 months. She knew that they would be better off with me at Ace's house.
So they really just think I'm coming back from a business trip, right?
That's right. And they couldn't be happier.
I'm sorry, folks. I can't keep my cowboys waiting another second. Come on in, boys.
That's all right, Ace. Oh, children. Oh, my babies.
We'll be staying home, right?
Oh, yes, you're going to be staying home from now on. We will all be together from now on, and we will never be separated anymore. Oh.
He won't be all right. We're going to contact your father and tell him you're out of the coma.
Yeah, I'll call him. Dr. Wallach,
Bart, good news.
What's that lowlife doing in there?
Oh, wait a minute.
Get him away from my daughter quick before I go in there and toss him out myself.
Josh, would you please do it?
Okay. Sorry, Bobby. Time to split.
Of course, you all right now?
Mr. Barnes out there. He's calling in the troops.
Look, I'm getting tired of being pushed around.
Bobby, she ain't trouble.
All right, babe, for you. Take care of yourself, all right? Talk to you later.
Barron?
Not so fast, Lou. My daughter was almost killed last night. I want you to know I'm holding you personally responsible.
Your question, Tracy.
I wanted to come here, Dr. Polk. I had to.
How did you get in here?
I just walked in when no one else was here. I wanted to talk to you, Dr. Polk. It's very important.
Then why were you hiding?
Well, I didn't mean to, but then all of a sudden you came walking in with Mrs. Buchanan.
And then you deliberately kept hiding behind the filing cabinets over here during the entire interview. You heard everything.
Okay, I didn't want to eavesdrop. I know all about Nikki Smith already. I was the nurse's aide assigned to her wing.
Look, if you wanted to talk to me, all you had to do was make an appointment.
I was afraid that you wouldn't see me after the way I left my job.
And Tracy, look, we are all professionals here at Mountain View. There was no reason why I would refuse to see you. You tell me the truth. I left my room here, I left my desk, I put your file deliberately in a drawer. And when I came back, the drawer had been picked open. Obviously, you wanted to find something, right?
Yep, the letter from Cassie.
Why?
Because I knew that you would misunderstand.
So you decided to steal it.
Look, she made the whole thing up. I already gave you the real letter from my aunt.
Why would Cassie have a motive?
Maybe you don't know her very well, but I do. And she would do.
Tracy?
She hates me, Dr. Polk, because I know that Kipling killed Laurel, killed my aunt, and he tried to kill me. Now, she is obsessed with him, Dr. Polk. She's a sick girl. She belongs here in Mountain View. Can't you see that?
You never told me about these feelings before.
Oh.
I didn't know they were quite so deep.
Look, don't patronize me, Doctor.
No, I'm not. No, I want to hear your side of the story.
Oh, yeah, sure you do. You're on Cassie's side. I knew that you wouldn't believe me. That's why I had to come in here snooping around. Now, I don't know what little weird stories Cassie's making up, but I want that letter back. Cassie is out to kill me. Can't you see that? She's working with Ivan, and they're both after me. They're both going to try to kill me.
No, Tracy. Everything is going to be all right.
Will you just stay away?
No, you don't.
Stay away from me!
No. You know what I think we should do? I think we should take a minute, calm down, and then you just sit down here and tell me everything that's on your mind.
Don't treat me like that. I'm not one of your patients. You're acting like I'm the crazy one. Why would you do that? Why would you think that of me after everything that we used to mean to each other?
A wonderful vacation. We're going to do all the things that you really want to do.
Can we go fishing?
It's a bit early and a bit cold for fishing, but we'll do a lot of sightseeing. Maybe we'll go skiing. Would you like to go skiing?
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Are there any zoos where we're going?
Zoo?
Mommy took us to the zoo a couple of weeks ago.
I did.
Yeah, don't you remember? You know.
Yes. Oh, yes, of course. I remember that. Of course. Actually, they have something much better than zoos where we're going up north. They have a whole dinosaur village. Would you like to go to see a dinosaur village?
Yeah.
Really nice. Huh? Yeah.
Do they have any triceratops? That's my favorite.
Triceratops. You know your dinosaurs, don't you? Yes, I think they have a little of everything there, darling.
Joey. I'll get it now. I made it, Joey.
Oh, wait, now don't fight. Please don't fight.
Joey, what?
What is... Oh, would you look at this? It's a Valentine. It's a Valentine from my two favorite boys in the whole world. Oh, God, I love you two so much. And it's the most beautiful Valentine anybody ever had. And this is the best balloon anybody ever saw. Did you pick out the color? It's wonderful, thank you. I'll tell you what, why don't we go upstairs and make sure you didn't forget anything that you want to take on this trip, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Come on, Joey.
Lisa, look at this. Hold this.
Don't be long, honey.
No.
We want to get a move on.
I know. Wait for me, boys!
What's wrong, Pa? Cat got your tongue?
Just so good to see Vicky with the boys that way again, finally. I can't believe that I thought she was Nikki. I owe you an apology, son.
No, you don't. Everyone else thought the same thing, Pa. At least you tried to help us.
Where you heading on your trip? I mean, aside from north somewhere.
Family secret.
What am I?
No. We just decided, Pa, not to tell anybody about it. We've had it with photographers and press, publicity.
You think I would tell somebody?
No, but you could let it slip. Accidental-like. And all we'd need is for Tina to find out about it, Pa, and start hassling us, and bingo, there'd go our vacation. And we need this time alone together. We need it real bad.
I reckon you deserve it, Clint. You just go and you hide your family where nobody can find you, and get this Tina off your brain, because I think that she's possibly not going to bother you anymore.
Around my daughter, Blue, it's been nothing but trouble.
Mr. Barrett.
You keep quiet while I'm talking. A couple of weeks ago, she wound up at the station house thanks to some foul scheme of yours. Now you lure her into some apartment and damn near close to her death. I ought to break you in.
This is not really helping the situation.
I am sick and tired of this punk ruining my daughter's life.
She can lead her own life.
She used to. Lisa was a proud girl, the pride of the family. Respectful, polite, never getting into any kind of trouble. Until you and your gang of hoodlums.
Look, I ain't part of no gang no more. And I didn't invite your daughter to be part of it from the jump. She showed up because she wanted to feel like she was part of something. Now you think about that.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Just call him like I see him, man. Bobby, come on. I ain't got nothing else to say. You just remember, I didn't start this. Look, Mr. Barrett, why don't you knock off here? Lisa's upset enough. Just go in there, be the father you're supposed to be, and pay her a nice, quiet visit.
Spare me the advice, Blue. You just remember this. Police can't keep you locked up and away from my daughter. I'll figure out some way to deal with this myself.
Listen, why don't you split for now? You come back later, all right? Excuse me. That wasn't the brightest thing you ever did, Bobby. Sneaking in to
Look,
see...
Josh, I've had enough lectures today. I don't need you running off at the mouth.
You're hurting my feelings, Bobby. Now, what is it with a guy like you? Everywhere you turn, something blows up in your face.
Yeah, I've been on this down streak ever since I decided to go straight.
You can't handle it?
Don't count on it. I'll still come out on top. You know you'd like nothing better than to see my butt behind bars.
Oh, I'm not saying anything.
You ain't got to say nothing. You said enough here last night when I tried to thank you for saving our lives.
All right, I came down too hard. I don't regret pulling you out of there, Bobby.
Hell, maybe I owe you one still.
Forget it. You know, I gotta hand it to you, though, the way you handled Barron. That was really something.
Yeah, I got some licks in there.
Yeah, verbal ones. The time was not too long ago you'd have come out swinging.
Yeah, well, I'm changing. For Lisa's sake.
That must be real tough for a guy like you.
I'm doing it, ain't I?
I think this will help, Tracy.
Look, I don't know why it always turns out like this for me. I don't know how, but whenever I try to give my love to somebody, they just turn away.
Now, I don't think that's the case now, do you?
Yeah? I used to love my Aunt Ramona once. I thought she loved me. Boy, she meant so much to me after my parents died. And then one day, suddenly, she just stopped liking me. You did the same thing.
Oh, I never stopped liking you.
I was in love with you, Dr. Polk, and you rejected me.
Now, look, Tracy, let's go back for a moment. The way things really were when you were working here. Now, look, I was very fond of you. Yes, you were a very special, very sensitive young lady, but, I mean, there certainly was nothing ever romantic between us.
You thought that I was too young? And you thought that I wasn't good enough for you?
Oh, no, I never thought that. No. Look, don't you see, it was simply a crush.
Oh, crush, is that all you think? Look, I don't know why nobody ever takes me seriously. But I have got real feelings, Dr. Polk. Nobody seems to care about that, nobody.
Many people care. I do. Yes, look, Tracy, look, you had a very tragic life for a young lady. And I wish I'd paid much closer attention to you when you were here, yes. You probably would be much better today.
Oh, instead you just fired me, huh?
Well, I'm sorry things went that way, yes. I wish that I insisted that you'd had some treatment here.
You think that I'm mentally disturbed, don't you?
No, I think you're desperately crying out for help. And I'd like to help you if you'll let me.
No. No, you are trying to confuse me. Now give me my aunt's letter back and I'll leave.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Oh, come on, it's mine.
I'm afraid it isn't. She addressed it to me.
That's a forgery. You cannot let Cassie get away with that.
We both know it wasn't Cassie, don't we? Now, look, you wouldn't want me to read the real letter because that would be much too threatening to you. So Cassie, you know, very helpfully found some scraps. She helped reconstruct it for me.
There's nothing in those letters that can hurt me.
Well, why would you so desperately want to have it back, then? You see, Aunt Ramona's letter was a warning to me, yes, a warning to me that she knew something about you she wanted to keep a secret.
You told me yourself that they were all scraps.
Yes, there was also one part that, where at the end of the phrase was seeing you. Now, what about the first part? Was that I'll be?
No, it wasn't. No. No.
Yes, your aunt also said that you were consumed with something connected with that song "I'll Be Seeing You." She told me that.
No, I wasn't. No.
I heard that song many times when you were working here in the sanitarium. You played it 100 times.
Then just leave me alone, okay?
You also heard Clint Buchanan say that the song "I'll Be Seeing You" was a very important clue in Laura Wallach's murder. You know.
Just leave me alone.
No.
Just leave me alone.
No, Laurel, you've got to tell the truth. No, you've got to tell the truth. For your sake, for your own sake, and for everybody else's sake. Now, did you kill Laurel Wallach?
No!
You've got to unburden yourself. You've got to let it all out. Now, did you murder Laurel Wallach? Did you murder your Aunt Ramona? Now, tell me.
No!
Laurel, tell me.
Anything else have to go?
No, I'm just making sure that the children didn't forget. Oh, I can't forget my Valentine.
And I'll tell you something, I can't forget the look on your face when they handed it to you.
Always. Such a simple thing, and it represents so much. All the moments that we missed out on as a family, all the warmth and the love, the sheer happiness.
You are not going to miss out on anything anymore, Vicky.
No, and you're one of the people I have to thank for that.
Me?
It's a real sign of your love for Clint that you were willing to stick by him no matter what, even though you really believed that I was Nicky.
Well, I tell you, I apologized to Clint for that a while ago. I reckon I should apologize to you, too.
Absolutely not. No, Asa, no one blames you, least of all me. I know how completely Nicky fooled everyone, including Clint.
Well, that man stood by you. I mean, he did not believe for 1 second you weren't coming back, and that's just what happened. Vicky, welcome back.
Oh, Asa, thank you. You don't know how good it feels, how incredible it feels to know that I'm going to get my life back to normal again.
How long you be gone?
Well, we haven't decided that yet. We're going to play this vacation by ear, and we're going to enjoy every second of it.
Well, you remember when you come back home. I'm saving that spot of yours in the banner. I'm keeping it warm, too.
You? What do you mean?
Oh, you haven't caught up with everything yet, have you, honey? Nikki tried to sell the banner.
She did what?
Well, I figured that... Well, she figured she couldn't fake being a newswoman, so she put it on the market the highest bidder. Somehow, in some way, it turned out to be little old me.
Wait, so you did that for me?
It's a damn fine paper. You put a lot of your own blood into it, and I had to hang on to it. For you, Vicky.
Oh, Asa. Asa, how can I ever make it up to you, to everybody?
Oh, we'll work that out when you all come back. Don't you worry about it.
Well, we all set? Car's all packed. Boys are jumping around the back seat. Joey's even started the countdown.
We can't disappoint him then. Yes, thank you for everything.
Honey, it was worth it. Now you two better get going before those kids reach blast off. Come on.
Oh, wait a minute.
I was so worried about you, sweetheart. Knowing you, if you were going to come out of the coma, if there'd be any permanent damage.
I'm just feeling a little tired, Dad. I'll be fine.
Let's hope this is an end to all the troubles you've been having.
Daddy, if you're gonna start on Bobby again, you know.
No, honey, I'm not starting it on anything. I'm just thinking about you, that's all.
Well, I'll be out of the ICU real soon. I'm okay.
Good. When you are, I'll have you transferred to another hospital.
Why? Daddy, I like it here. I mean, I work here. Everyone's here. I know.
I know, honey. It's a fine hospital. It's just that I just want to do what's right for my girl, that's all.
Yeah, you just want to put me away on a private little shelf somewhere out of Bobby's reach. Is that it?
No, honey, listen to me.
No, you listen to me, Daddy, once and for all. Bobby truly cares for me. You're just wasting your time. He'll find out where I am no matter where you hide me.
Did Dorian leave?
Yeah, it's a shame you had to leave, or else you could have stayed here and watched her make a complete idiot out of herself.
I wouldn't take it for granted. She's a very powerful woman.
Oh, I see you are still dazzled by her on-screen image as WVLE's crusading anchorwoman. Well, that's all over with, Steve. She spent all her time here telling me about the almighty Buchanans and how I was just a loser. Obviously, it was just a tactic on her part to psych me up.
Well, I'm glad to see it didn't work.
Of course it didn't work. I'm much too good at doing that myself. Of course, why shouldn't I be good at it? I learned from her, didn't I? Says I'm not going to give up this night when I am so close to getting what I want. Wonder why I haven't heard from Dr. Polk yet.
He's probably still in his session with Nikki.
Well, he certainly had enough time with her.
Well, what's a few more minutes? Now, if he really does declare that she's Nikki, she'll be committed on the spot. Land fare and everything that goes with it will be yours by this afternoon.
Tell me!
Oh, no, I never killed anybody! It's all Cassie's fault! It's all Cassie's fault! She's trapped me! She wants to destroy me!
You can't go on like this anymore. You've got to let me help you. I know how painful this is for you.
They're gonna have me executed. That's what you want, isn't it? That's what you want. That's what everybody wants. They want to have me dead.
Oh, look, I want you to have treatment. I want you to have treatment. I don't want you to harm others.
No.
And you don't want that either, do you?
I would never do that. I would never hurt anybody.
No. All right. Good. We'll let the police sort the rest of this out, and I'll arrange for your treatment. Good.
No, don't call the police. No.
I'm afraid I have no other choice.
No. Okay, I killed them. Is that what you want to hear? I killed Laurel. I killed my Aunt Ramona. Now you know what kind of a terrible, terrible, evil person I am. Now you have a real reason for hating me, don't you?
No, Tracy. No. I don't hate you. I don't like what you've done. But neither do you. I know that. Now, you took a big step when you admitted this.
I'm sorry. I don't know how. I don't know why. I just did it. Oh, Aunt Ramona, she would not leave me alone. Yeah, she knew. She knew about Laurel. She pieced it all together and she was gonna tell on me. I knew it. And Laurel, oh, I didn't mean to hurt her. I tried to stop. I did, honest, I did, but I couldn't.
You don't have to go on right now. All right, no. Just take some time. Rest up. Just all right. Now just relax.
Okay.
Just relax here. I have to make that phone call.
I understand. Will you help me?
I will stand by you every second.
Okay. Oh, you don't really think I'm a terrible person, do you?
Of course not. No. Just think that you're upset, Tracy. And I'm very glad that you came to me. Yes, operator. 911 is busy. Would you please give me an Oltl number if you have one? Oh, yes, I have that. Thank you very much.
Stopping you from making a mistake.
Well, I am not going to sit around here and wait all day.
Yes, you are. That's how long it takes. Use your head. Polk could be in the middle of the most intensive part of the interview, about to declare that she's Nikki, when all of a sudden the phone rings. And who is it but little Tina wanting to know if she can collect yet?
Maybe I'm just calling out of concern for my sister.
Do you think Polk is an idiot? Leave the man alone, Tina. Let him have all the time he wants. Do you want to be accused of interfering?
Maybe you're right. I guess I could ruin everything, huh?
Believe it. Especially if you keep acting like a predator.
Now, wait just a minute here. I resent that remark.
What's wrong with a little honesty between attorney and client? I know where you stand.
You don't know anything. Look, Steve. I have been stepped on and betrayed my entire life here. My share of the Lord estate should have gone to me the moment my mother died. But no, I was lied to. So my father's money was split up between dear Dorian and my dear sweet sister Victoria.
Not that it changes anything, but do you really think Victoria put you through all that intentionally?
Well, why would she lie to me and make me think that my father was a common criminal, Ted Clayton?
Are you saying she knew the truth all along?
Of course she knew it. She just couldn't accept it. No, she couldn't accept the fact that her dear, sainted father, Victor Lord, could possibly have had an affair with my mother, to which I am the result. So she did everything she possibly could to destroy me, but she ended up destroying herself by becoming Nikki Smith.
So here we stand, about to pound the last nail into her coffin.
Well, you're convinced I'm just doing this for revenge, right?
Doesn't seem to matter. Not when you're going after one of the largest fortunes in the state of Pennsylvania. Just strikes me odd how the end always winds up justifying the means.
Well, you're wrong. Listen, you are very wrong if you think that I want my sister to suffer. I am heartbroken that my sister, Vicky, is going to have to go to the sanitarium. And I tell you, if there is ever anything that she needs, any kind of help she needs, I will be right there for her.
Bravo! Wonderful! The performance of the year, Tina.
I meant it.
Yeah, sure, honey. Just do yourself a favor and save it for the press. It's me you're talking to, Steve Domino, a citizen of the world.
What do you care what my reasons are for this anyways?
Because I'm your lawyer, Tina. And I have to figure out bottom lines, and I think I figured out yours. Money, power, and respectability, and you'll do anything to get them. Let's just hope Polk doesn't find out what you're really after. Or you don't stand a prayer.
Blinking light.
There it is. Okay, very good. What's next?
X, Y, Z. Yeah. Oh, speed zone.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Good, Kevin. Well, we've gone through the whole alphabet.
Yeah. When are we going to see some cows?
Well, Joey, I think we're going to have to get a little further out in the country.
Darling, this is so wonderful that I don't even care where we're going. For all I care, we can just keep going till we run out of road.
Sounds good to me. But I think the natives are bound to get restless before then.
Tell you what, let's sing a song, shall we? What should we sing? Bingo?
Yeah.
Okay, let's sing bingo. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
There was a man who had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo.
It's your own fault. I told you to leave me alone. Well, you won't be needing these. Or the letter from my Aunt Ramona. I hereby certify that the above named is not mentally competent and should be committed for further care and treatment. Marcus Polk, MD. So Nikki was committed. And everyone will think that she killed him. Or Clint. Yeah, Clint. Nobody will ever suspect sweet, innocent Tracy James.
There's no answer.
That's strange. Not even his secretary?
No. Maybe they left to get Nikki admitted, huh? Yeah, but I'm not going to wait around anymore. I'm going to find out about this myself.
Wait a minute. You're going to Mountain View?
Steve, don't try and stop me, okay? I've got to take care of this.
Tina?
Well, are you coming with me or aren't you? No one's here. Can't take that long to admit Nikki.
Maybe we ought to stop down at the office.
No, we're not running out of here until we're sure.
Suppose he's in there with her. You can't just burst in.
I don't hear any voices. Dr. Polk? Oh, my God. Dr. Polk!
Tina, don't touch him.
No, maybe he's still alive.
No way.
Oh, my God. Who would do something like this?
Don't touch him. Don't touch anything. Miss Lord and I will wait right here, but you'll hurry, won't you? Okay, thanks a lot. The police will be right there. What are you doing?
I'm just looking.
Now, I warned you not to touch anything.
No, I haven't, really, but there's something very interesting here. I think you ought to take a look at it.
Commitment papers for Vicky Buchanan.
Yeah, and he was just signing them when somebody must have stabbed him in the back.
Nikki.
Oh, no, do you think it was Clint?
No. The way I see it, Polk had his mind made up about Nikki. Now, he asked Clint to come on in and told him he was going to commit her. Now, Clint went into a blind fury and probably even struggled with Polk. But Polk's mind was made up. He sat down to sign the commitment papers. And at that moment, Nikki, in a complete panic, picked up the letter opener and...
Oh, she told me a million times that she would do anything to get out of the sanitarium, but I don't think she would ever do this. No, and use Clint as an accomplice?
He was forced to help her escape. Now they're both on the run.
Boy, it sure isn't the way I wanted it. Somehow I've got it all now, don't I?
You really didn't know who my father was?
What? D. Bartholomew Barron, head of Barron Pharmaceuticals? I never even dreamed it for a second.
Oh, you're putting me on.
No. Could I even guess something like that? You never told me anything about your family. My gosh. I mean, the crowd you run with? How could I even think?
Oh, yeah, I'm the rebellious one, right? Look, when I was a kid, right, I really towed the line, but it didn't do any good with my dad or my mom. She was always involved in social affairs, and Dad was so absorbed in his profession. I mean, where does that leave me? Poof, invisible.
Yeah, what better way to get their attention back than to hang out with Bobby Blue?
Oh, hey, I just did it for the kicks. You know, I never did anything that was risky or dangerous.
Or criminal?
Oh, I wouldn't have done anything wrong, you know that. I mean, that whole incident with my friend stealing Clover Wild's necklace, I told you I had nothing to do with it. That's why I was so mad when your father forced me into doing this work-study program at the hospital.
Is that why you resented me so much?
I just wanted some freedom. And here I was under somebody's thumb again. Yours.
Yeah, well, you sure did enough to get back at me. Do I still make you that mad?
Though I would have liked to really seen your expression when you found out who my dad was.
Oh, I was shocked. Not that that means anything to me one way or the other, Lisa.
Ah, you, le yuppie doctor. I mean, status and money don't turn you on, huh?
You know what turns me on, Lisa? You do. I mean it. Now that I know how little status and position mean to you, I'm even more impressed.
And Barron Pharmaceuticals doesn't mean anything?
I started liking you before I knew that, didn't I? To me, you were just some gorgeous little street punk. And you know something, you still are, and I'm gonna go on treating you like that.
You're really okay, you know that?
I know that I'm okay. That's problem is convincing you. Now, can we finally be friends?
Well, I mean, you saved my life, didn't you?
I want more than just your gratitude.
Well, okay. You have my loving friendship.
It's a pleasure to be your loving friend. You get some rest. I'm gonna come check on you in a little while. Barron Pharmaceuticals.
Dr. Holt?
Ah, Tracy, there you are.
Took so long with these reports. I know you wanted them a couple hours ago. But the copy machine broke down, so I've been driving around the neighborhood trying to find another copy place.
Oh, you didn't have to go to all that trouble.
I couldn't find one anyway, so I wound up waiting for ours to get fixed. But here they are.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. You really put yourself into your job.
Oh, it's nothing. Look, I like being busy around the hospital.
Good. Larry?
Yeah, Judge.
They just brought in Dr. Marcus Polk, DOA.
What was it, his heart?
I'm afraid not. He was murdered.
Murdered?
Stabbed to death with a letter opener.
Oh, my God.
Tina Lord and a lawyer found him sometime this morning.
Are we there yet?
Didn't you ask that question about 5 minutes ago? I said it'd be another hour.
It's only been 5 minutes.
I tell you what, I have an idea. Why don't you both take a nap, and then by the time you wake up, we'll be there. Is that a good idea?
Can I sleep in your lap, Mom?
Oh, no, darling, that's not safe. I want you to both stay in the back seat and have your naps back there. All right?
We'll check into a motel and grab a bite to eat, and we'll take a look at that dinosaur exhibit, all right?
Great. We haven't been on a trip in a long time.
I know that, sweetheart. I'm sorry about that. I really am. But we're going to have a wonderful time this time. We're not on any kind of a schedule, and the only reason for this whole trip is just to have a good time and enjoy ourselves. Now, both of you, buckle up. Come on, you're supposed to be buckled up. Close your eyes and have a nap back there. Off you go.
Okay.
And now for the 2 o'clock news. At the top of the headlines, police are investigating the brutal killing of...
Last thing I want to hear is something like that. The journalists in this car are on vacation.
I think that's what they call blissful ignorance, isn't it, darling?
Maybe so, but that's why I didn't tell Ace or anyone else where we're going. I don't want anyone spoiling this wonderful time that we are going to have.
I tell you, Steve, I am ready to just go to bed and try to recover. After finding Dr. Polk's body and then answering all the questions for the police.
Now, I told you things might not go according to plan, but I never figured on anything like murder.
I certainly never figured as Vicky as a murderer. I mean, my God, you think you know somebody and then...
Well, it certainly vindicates you and your drive to have her committed. Assuming she did it, of course.
Well, and then Clint, I know he has a terrible temper, but I never thought anything like this. Maybe he just snapped or something.
My money's on Vicky. I wonder if the police arrested her yet.
I know what, I'm going to call over to Landfair. Just a casual call or something, find out what went on over there this morning.
Oh, of course. And have the butler prepare for your moving in?
Steve? Really? Look, the last thing that is on my mind right now is becoming mistress of Landfair.
Janet, I know this is a horrible shock for you, but if you could get yourself together, we really need to ask you some questions.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I can talk now.
When was the last time you saw Dr. Polk alive?
This morning, a little before 10, Dr. Polk said that he was going to be spending most of the morning with Mrs. Buchanan, and that I could take the rest of the morning off. He was a very considerate man. I've been a secretary for years.
So you left immediately before Vicky Buchanan came in?
No, I was in the ladies' room. And then I was going to leave, and I remembered I had forgotten my gloves, so I came back to the outer office, and Mrs. Buchanan was in here with Dr. Polk. Oh, my God. I didn't realize what he meant.
What? Who meant?
Mr. Buchanan, when I came in, he was on the phone to someone. I don't know who, and he said something about if Dr. Polk came to the wrong conclusion, that he would have to take matters into his own hands.
Pullman, get over to Landfair. Tell Vicky and Clint Buchanan to stay put until I get there.
I've met Mr. Buchanan before. He seemed like a very nice man. I knew he was angry, but I...
Now, let's not get carried away. It could have just been an angry statement. We're not really sure who did this yet.
Another question. This is a document committing Victoria Buchanan to this institution. Is this Dr. Polk's signature?
Yes. Yes, it is. Does that mean that one of them killed him?
When did this happen?
I don't know, sometime this morning.
In his office? I wonder if Vicky had a chance to see him. She was supposed to see him just...
Sorry, Larry, I only know what the guys in the ambulance told me.
Let me go check on her. Thanks, John.
Tracy, you all right?
Oh, it's just such a terrible shock, Josh.
Oh, yeah, I know you worked with Dr. Polk at Mountain View.
Yeah. Well, being a nurse's aide, I didn't know him very well, but he was always so nice. They say he was a great doctor.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta go with Larry.
Yeah, yes, operator. 911 is busy. Would you please give me an Oltl number if you have one? Oh, yes, I have the number. Thank you very much.
hate this. I mean, I'm like one of those people who never get sick. I've never been admitted to a hospital.
Things could have been a lot worse.
I know. Gotta be thankful. I'm grateful. No. I mean, I think about what could have happened to you and Bobby, and I mean, my mind goes berserk. You know, I mean, I let you have my apartment for one night for a romantic evening.
It was an
and look what happens.
accident. It was an accident. It happened to us. It could have happened to you, too.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
I'm doubting the fact that it was an accident, Lisa.
What?
No, I'm serious. No, I talked to Bobby about it already. Listen, did you tell anybody that you were staying at my place?
Not a soul. And Bobby couldn't have. He didn't know where we were going until I told him there in the car.
So that means the gas was intended for me.
But how could you be so certain?
Because I don't feel like it was an accident at all. For one thing, we found that bouquet of flowers right outside the door with no card. And I called everybody that I could have thought that would send me flowers, and nobody said that they'd sent me flowers. And Bobby said how strong the fragrance was, so
that it would mask the smell of the gas as you come through the door. They were real strong. We didn't smell a thing.
That's why I feel like it was done on purpose. And it was meant to be my funeral.
But honey, who on earth would do that to you?
Come on, I don't know.
Cassie, if you're thinking murder, you must suspect someone.
Well, somebody did cross my mind, but I find it very hard to believe.
Yeah, but who?
I don't want to say, Lisa. I don't know.
Okay, look. The best thing for you to do, stay at my place at the Vernon Inn, okay? This way, nobody could get back at you at your apartment.
All right, I think I will take you up on your offer.
Good.
All right, I'm going to get going now. Don't tell anybody about my suspicions, all right? Even Bobby.
No, Mum's the word. It's between us.
Okay, thanks.
There you are, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Josh.
I looked for you in your room. Got a little worried when I didn't find you.
Just on a little outing.
Yeah. Did you two hear about the head of Mountain View Sanitarium?
Dr.
They found
Polk,
him.
what
Yeah,
happened?
they found him stabbed to death this morning.
So off they went. The happy family, finally.
Oh, Asa, that's wonderful.
Hard to believe. Both my boys at peace with the women they love. The Buchanans are actually getting it all together.
The younger ones, anyway.
You realize we did to Pamela, you know, there was no reason for it. She doesn't have to testify against Vicky. It's all settled.
I can't say that I am desolated that she's stranded on some remote island thousands and thousands of miles away from you.
Well, I feel some guilt and also doubting Clint that Vicky was Vicky.
Yes, but I'm just as guilty as you are. When we both suspected that was true, but we didn't have any proof yet. Mm-hmm.
Yes, but Clint was so sure when they come back from that resort. And I should have realized, I mean, he wouldn't have been so happy unless he was certain.
I just had a wonderful idea. Why don't we have some flowers sent to their hotel room, or better yet, some champagne and caviar waiting for them when they arrive?
A good idea, Dorian, except one minor detail. I have no idea in hell where they're headed.
You mean they didn't tell you?
As far as Vicky and Clint are concerned, they could care less if the state of Pennsylvania fell under, huh? No one and no thing is going to spoil this family reunion.
Now, come on, Captain. If the secretary wasn't here, anybody could have come in here and stabbed Polk after Clint and Vicky left.
Yeah, anybody could have, but as far as we know, only Clint and Vicky were in here. And furthermore, Dr. Polk would not have let Vicky out of this institution once he had ascertained she was Nicky Smith.
Well, maybe he gave her a grace period. You know, time to get her things together, say goodbye to Joey, Kevin.
Rafe, I am trying to be as objective about this thing as you are.
I know. What?
You weren't there at Land Fair. You didn't see Clint. I saw him totally out of control, threatening Dr. Polk with every gesture, every word out of his mouth.
You sound convinced he did it, not Nicky.
I'm not convinced anybody did it. We've got a dead doctor. I've got a signed document of commitment. We've got a missing patient and husband, not to mention a secretary who heard Clint threatening to take matters into his own hands.
I know how much Clint loves Vicky and how difficult it would be for him to have her committed. But a crime of passion to the extent of stabbing Polk in the back, I can't buy it, Captain.
Well, what about this Nicky? What about this Nicky Smith? What do we really know about this person except she's a master of deceit? Except she took a lot of pleasure out of trying to get $2 million out of the Buchanan family for her own kidnapping?
Captain, the Buchanans left Land Fair 2 hours ago with their children. They wouldn't tell the servants where they were going.
Oh, man.
But the butler said he saw Asa Buchanan there before he left.
They must have told him where they were going. All right, Rafe, you're in charge here.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tackle Mr. Buchanan.
Hello, Pete. Come in.
Thanks. Thanks, Sharon. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. The mystery caller hasn't bothered me in a few days.
Oh, good. Well, maybe he's found another victim. Listen, I'm glad you called. I was beginning to think you were avoiding me.
Well, I have been doing some thinking, and this morning I decided to level with you about my thoughts.
Such as?
Pete, you were drinking the other night at Elmo's, weren't you? Either you had a flask or you were sneaking off the bar for drinks, something.
You noticed the change in behavior, huh?
Everybody did. And after you told me about your drinking problem and how long you'd been dry, I felt bad. It worried me. I didn't understand. Why did you start again? And I just hope it wasn't because of me.
Sure, I gotta tell you the truth. I wasn't putting booze in my drink, but someone else was. I mean, I couldn't taste it, but I sure felt it. And the second one really hit me hard, and well, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was going on, so I pretended to be drunk. I just went along with it, but I wasn't, drunk.
I'm sorry, but I can't buy that. It sounds like an elaborate excuse made up by a guy who fell off the wagon and now feels bad about it.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm being straight with you.
Pete, why would somebody deliberately spike your drink?
I don't know. Do you?
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, I had to ask.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe the waitress or the bartender scrambled the order, that it was purely accidental?
Drink after drink? No way.
Then, good Lord, I don't know what to say.
I'll tell you one thing. You scared the hell out of me.
Because that high feeling brought back the old glow.
Gotta admit it did, yeah.
So now you think that somebody is deliberately trying to put you back on a drunk?
I've been thinking about it. It's the only thing that makes sense. See, I'm supposed to testify tomorrow at a hearing. One of my nieces, her husband, Bo Buchanan, and I uncovered a prostitute ring in New York City. They called themselves the Hostess with a Moses agency, supposedly an escort service, but that's not how they made their money.
But aren't those the people that hired Chip Cooper to kill Bo?
That's right. When it didn't work, I think they came after me. Well, I guess they figured, if the guy's drunk, he can't testify. They get off scot-free.
I'm afraid that this is just a bit too much for a simple, law-abiding lady. Oh, no. It looks like I jinxed myself earlier.
Same guy, you just give me the phone, right?
Hello?
Is Pete O'Neill there?
Why, yes. Hold on just a moment.
I don't want to talk to him. Just give him a message, sweetheart.
What are you thinking over there?
How very much I love you.
Well, don't let me interrupt that.
Darling, with every hour that goes by, it sinks in more and more. What you must have gone through during all these past months. And the courage, and the patience, and the determination it took on your part never to give up on. To keep our family together, despite these vicious odds.
Well, I would like to accept that medal for heroism, but the truth is, sweetheart, I couldn't have quit if I'd wanted to. I was a driven man. I was obsessed with recovering my lady and our love and happiness.
Well, be humble if you like, but I think there are very few men in this world who would have persevered the way you did.
Very few men in this world have found a woman like you. And once found, it's impossible to live without you. It's true. Wonder how little Tina is today. Another dream of wealth and power just up in smoke.
I think she should get herself some professional help. Probably would do her a lot of good.
Not a chance. She has the ability to rationalize her rotten behavior, sweetheart. Must be a great talent.
Great defense mechanism. Well, I'm hardly the one to talk about defense mechanisms. After all, I invented a whole other personality to escape it.
Hey, that's enough now. That's enough.
I'm sorry, yes. This is a trip about the future, not about the past.
Amen to that. Too bad it's not also our second honeymoon.
Well, I tell you what. As soon as we get home, we'll get married again. And then we can honeymoon every single day at the Banner.
You got it.
Are we there yet?
No!
I can't believe Heron. He's acting as if all's well. As if Vicky and Clint went off on some little vacation with the boys.
Well, surely the police have been to Landfair already.
Of course they have. He's just not going to tell me about it. Now, he even went so far as to say that there's no way Mrs. Buchanan could have possibly become Miss Nikki Smith. I gotta hand it to Nikki. I don't know how, but she got Heron on her side.
Who cares what Heron thinks? Calm down. We have a lot of waiting to do.
No, I don't want to wait anymore. I'm too anxious to sit.
You can't do anything until the police officially make one or both of them suspects of Polk's murder.
Look, Polk already signed the commitment papers. I can move into Landfair anytime I want. And the first thing I'm going to do when I get there is to put Heron in his place.
Tina, for the sake of your reputation, at least wait until it's public knowledge that Polk has declared that she is Nikki Smith.
Steve, would you just earn your fee and get on the phone and call your friend at the police department to find out what on earth is going on here? Look, one way or the other, I'm going to move into Landfair by the time the sun sets.
This is rather shocking news, Ed.
I mean, who the hell would stab old Dr. Polk in the back?
And I hope that this doesn't cause Vicky to have some sort of setback.
That's right. All we need now is a relapse.
Where are Clint and Vicky, by the way? They're not at Landfair.
Oh, that's why you came over here. I'm sorry, Captain. They've gone away for a trip.
Where?
No, wait just 1 minute. This kind of news can certainly wait until they get back.
I'm sorry, Dorian. Did I need to talk to them now?
You think they may be the last ones who saw Dr. Polk?
It looks that way.
You got a bigger problem than Captain. Clint refused to tell me where they were going.
And, well, you should. I mean, they wanted to shut out the rest of the world.
You leveling with me, Mr. Buchanan?
Why would I lie?
If you are lying, I think I have to warn you. You could be charged with obstructing a murder investigation.
Oh, Captain, I swear. Besides, I'm sure they couldn't tell you anything. I was there when they drove away. I mean, they were the most carefree, happiest couple you ever saw in your life.
Really? Well, that's kind of hard to believe, considering they're my only suspects.
What? That's ridiculous.
Now, you hold on here.
I mean, that is the most ludicrous statement that I have ever heard. I mean, Ed, for goodness sakes, who has a motive? I mean, Dr. Polk had just confirmed that Vicky was indeed Vicky.
Did they tell you that?
They were jubilant about it. It was ecstatic.
Well, then one of them lied. I have here a document signed by Dr. Polk committing Victoria Buchanan to Mountain View Sanitarium.
This is a damn mistake.
Does it look like a mistake?
Wait a minute, are you sure that this is Dr. Polk's signature?
From his secretary of 10 years, yes.
I feel like someone just air expressed me to the Twilight Zone.
Yes, and what kind of proof have you got that Vicky and Clint were involved? Or are you just grabbing at the first two easiest suspects?
The same secretary overheard Clint on the telephone to somebody, explaining what he would do if Polk came up with the wrong conclusion. Now, was that somebody you, Mr. Buchanan?
Clint said a lot of things. You heard him, what he said last night.
That's right. He was very threatening.
You just hold on here. Clint could not have done that. Clint is a man. I mean, a real man. He would never stick a knife in the back of anyone. I don't care how upset he was.
Yes, I mean, he might sock Dr. Polk, you know, in order to just knock him out so he could escape with Vicky, but kill him never.
Well, what about Vicky? What if she is this Nikki Smith? Would she have picked up a letter opener and jabbed it into Dr. Polk's back and ran out and told Clint that she was cleared? I mean, that would make Clint very ecstatic, wouldn't it?
Captain, Vicky was not nervous. I mean, not like when Nikki got. I mean, you couldn't get close to her. She'd hardly want to talk at all. When the woman I saw Kevin and Joey, it was natural, pure love. All right, Nikki's one hell of an actress, but even she couldn't have pulled that off.
Ed, what about the murder weapon? I mean, were there any fingerprints on it?
The lab's checking that now, and I gotta get over to the precinct. Excuse me. Mr. Buchanan, if you should hear from them, you have them contact me immediately, won't you? I'm gonna call in the federal authorities. I have to assume they're gonna go over the state line. And I'm also gonna put out an APB on them right away.
Captain, I rented them a car from Excursion Motors.
Thanks very much for that information, Mr. Buchanan.
I only did it to prove that you are dead wrong.
Well, let's pray you're right.
It's a good thing that Clint didn't take that gun you offered him.
Yeah. Well, I'm not so sure of that, Dorian.
Sherry, who was it?
I have no idea.
Was it the same voice?
No. This time he asked for you, told me to pass on a message. He said to tell you that they were following you and that you better not testify in New York.
It's gotta be Hanover or Andre. They got out on bail.
No, Pete. He issued a specific threat. He said that if you did testify, one of your nieces, either Connie or Joy, would meet the same fate that Gloria did.
What did you say? Oh, my God.
Pete, who is she? What happened to her?
What else did he say?
Nothing. He just hung up. Pete, who in the world is Gloria?
Oh, this is a very nice room.
Yeah, that video game arcade out there in the main building seemed out of place for an out-of-the-way motel like this, though, didn't it?
Yes, but it's a godsend for the children. Not to mention that very sweet lady who runs this place. What's her name, Mrs. Hodges? Hodges?
Yeah.
Thank goodness she likes children.
Well, they're in good hands. And the boys have each got $5 in quarters.
Uh-huh.
Which should give us about half an hour to do some necking. How's that sound, Mrs. Muldoon?
Sounds good to me, Mr. Muldoon.
You know, I was real proud of you. Keeping a straight face when I checked us in as Muldoon, Frank, and Audrey.
Are you kidding? I was too shocked to laugh. I never really seriously thought that you were going to change our names.
Well, the way trouble has been following us around these past few months, I just wanted to make it as difficult as possible for anyone to find us.
Hi, Cassie. Tracy, did you hear about Dr. Polk?
Yeah, I did.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, these past few months, every time I turn around, someone else is getting killed. Not even over my Aunt Ramona and now Dr.
Do you know if they have any suspects yet?
Well, I only know what Josh told me, which is basically nothing. I guess it could be some deranged patient from the sanitarium.
You know, the person I really feel bad for is Vicki Buchanan. I mean, can you imagine your own psychiatrist being murdered?
Oh, I bet you're pretty upset about something else, too. Dr. Polk was never able to clear up that little disagreement.
That's the farthest thing from my mind right now, Tracy.
Well, I'm just sorry he wasn't able to tell you how wrong you are. Looks like you'll spend the rest of your life wondering about me.
Tracy? You all right?
Oh, not really. I guess this thing with Dr. Polk is just starting to finally sink in.
You want to take the rest of the day off?
Look, maybe I should get out of here for an hour or so, walk around, get some fresh air, okay?
Go on. Hey there, lady. Pull over. You have a license to operate that vehicle?
I don't need one, as long as I stay within the 2-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Oh, fast lane Lisa. huh?
Mm-hmm. And guess what? Dr. Wolnick said he might spring me later today.
Great.
How's emergency services doing without me?
Uh-oh, not too good. I heard it took 6 volunteers to take your place.
Where are you
I don't want to talk about Gloria.
Just
tell me, was she a girlfriend? Was she a relative?
We were... I can't. No, I got to start thinking. Because if I don't, I'll start reacting and... All right, what did he... what exactly... What did his voice sound like?
His voice, I don't know how to describe a voice. It was male. It was fairly low.
Accent. Was there an accent?
Yes, Eastern. He sounded like he was from New York.
And he mentioned Connie and Joy. He threatened him. He mentioned their name.
Yes, Pete. Was Gloria killed? I'm sorry.
I'm all right.
Listen, hey, why don't we go out and have some lunch?
I don't think I'll be much company. Okay, all right, thanks, yeah.
Good, I'll get dressed. I'll just be a minute.
I don't understand, Ace. I was with Vicky this morning.
You mean you were with her before the interview with Dr. Polk?
Yeah. She apologized to me for not being more supportive during that whole time with Laurel. And that's when I realized that the real Vicky would have been warmer and much more comforting. These are qualities that were missing in Vicky for a long time.
Well, that's the way I felt when I helped them pack the car and the kids.
All right, so that means that Dr. Polk made a mistake.
Well, it's possible. But look, we know Vicky wouldn't have killed him, no matter how upset she was.
And according to Ed Hall, it would be Clint, and I don't believe it, not with Polk being stabbed in the back.
No, I agree with you.
But...
I mean, they might have fought and Polk fallen down and hit his head or something like that, but Clint would not have stabbed him in the back.
Which brings us back to Dr. Polk's conclusion. That it was not Vicky, but Nicole Smith, because Nikki might have done something like that.
The woman I saw was not Nikki Smith.
No, that's not the woman I talked to either.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but one of these theories has got to be wrong.
Well, what if they're all wrong? What if it was someone else who did this? Someone we don't even know?
I guess we're being swayed by Ed's certainty.
You know, it's too damn bad they didn't tell us where they were going.
Yeah, but what are you doing?
I'm gonna call Ed, find out what's going on. Captain Hall, please. Asa Buchanan calling. Captain, we're here chewing our nails over there, wondering what's going on.
They found 2 clear sets of prints on the weapon, Mr. Buchanan. One set belongs to Dr. Polk, and we're trying to make a match on the other set right now.
Do you have Clint and Vicky's prints on file?
Yes, we do.
Good. Because as soon as you try to match them up, you're going to see how wrong you are.
Yeah, well, we'll find out within the hour. I'll let you know.
Thank you. It is now up to the fingerprint experts.
Pete?
That's Gloria. First, I want to know how you are.
I'm hanging in, you know what I mean?
You're awfully drunk. Not the best condition to hear this news.
Just a little high. I'm not drunk. Not a drunk. Gloria, she's all right. She's all right.
Pete, I'm afraid she died on the operating table.
Good specialist.
She's dead.
We could help.
Pete, she's dead.
God help me.
thinking about now?
Actually, I was thinking about Larry. The conversation we had this morning.
Oh. You liked that, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Maybe I can have that same conversation with other of my friends. At least the ones that Nicky made a passing attempt at friendship with.
That's up to you.
Laurel's death is such a tragedy. And it's compounded by the fact that it caused Rob and Cassie to break up.
Yes, except because of that tape. But police no longer think that Ivan Kipling is the only suspect.
What was the name of the song again?
I'll be seeing you.
Do you really think it was a coincidence that Nicky said she heard that song being played all the time by somebody in the sanitarium?
I thought so at the time. But maybe Dr. Polk will mention it to the police. Could be a clue.
Dr. Polk. I'd like to do something for him, show him my gratitude.
Well, I'm sure you'll think of something. Uh-oh. My watch says that there's a couple fellas down there in the arcade that are just about out of quarters.
Well, I expect Mrs. Hodges must be wondering by now whether her babysitting duties will ever be over.
Well, let's go get them.
All right. And we'll go off to the dinosaur exhibit, okay?
Yeah, we'll take another exhibit.
Lisa! Hi there. It is so good to see you out of bed.
Ain't no danger.
It's been a trip.
Yeah, good. We were really worried about you.
You know, I didn't even know what happened, but everyone told me Josh saved my life and Bobby's.
Well, you're really lucky he was there in that apartment at the time. Fortunately, Cassie wasn't there.
Hey, look, he would have come home anyway, smelt the gas, and helped her the same way he helped us.
Yeah, well, has she thought about moving out or anything?
Moving? No, Josh said that the landlady is getting a gas company to come in and check all the lines in the building.
So then she does think it was an accident. I mean, haven't you heard hospital gossip, you know,
Hey,
suggest
look,
that she's thinking it might have been deliberate.
Hospital gossip is wrong. Cassie was in a little while ago talking to me, and she didn't say anything about it. She thinks it's a faulty line. Nothing else.
Well, that's good. Because she has been really overreacting to everything lately. I've been really concerned about her mental health.
I'm ready. Sorry I took so long.
I wasn't long. It felt like about 10 seconds.
Well, you were dwelling on the phone call. Any ideas?
No, my head isn't really cleared yet.
Are you going to call the police?
I don't know.
Honey, you should. Maybe they can tell you who called.
You know, it's really weird. First you were the one getting the threatening phone calls, and then me, or rather my family. I should be back there. I should be
Now
with Joe and
wait.
Connie.
He said that they were in danger if you testified, not before.
Yeah. Sure, I can't let anything happen to those kids. I can't let the same thing happen.
No. Just get out of here, okay? Some coffee, some food, a little talk. Put your head back in gear again.
Yeah, that would be good. Maybe after we have lunch, I'll stop by the police station. Here, let me help you with that.
Here you go, Larry.
Thank you.
I'll get it.
Must be Ed. Or Clint and Vicky.
Buchanan residence. No, she's not here. No, I don't know when she'll be back. Please don't call this number again. Thank you. An esteemed member of the press corps wants a statement from Vicky about Dr. Polk's murder.
I've got to get an unlisted number for this place.
This really is ridiculous. I'm telling you, Clint and Vicky are bound to turn on the radio, the television, something, and then they'll call here.
Doesn't matter. Ed's not going to find their fingerprints on the letter opener.
If they didn't bother to tell us where they are, they're certainly not going to listen to the news.
So what's wrong with that, huh? That way they won't know there were suspects in this mess.
Unless our worst fears happen. And one of them did kill Dr. Polk.
You know what just occurred to me? Tina killed Dr. Polk and forged the commitment papers.
There is a part of me that would just love to believe that, but I don't.
No, I'm sorry. I can't go along with that either.
Everyone?
Well, you come to apologize, Ed?
No, I came to tell you they've matched the fingerprints on the murder weapon. They're Clint's, without a doubt.
Oh, no, that is preposterous.
You are not going to pin a murder rap on my son.
I also came here to give you one more chance, Mr. Buchanan. If you know where they are, tell me that now.
I don't know, and I told you that, and that is the truth.
Well, that's too bad. Hate to think of some trigger-happy deputy or some small-town sheriff spotting them. Clint, Vicky, and the boys would be a lot safer if we could just pick them up quietly.
Captain, I can't help you. I can't help them. That's all there is to it.
Well, the APBs have been released. Let's hope they come to their senses.
Hi, Joey, you blew it. My turn.
Oh, I thought it was my turn.
Pow, pow, pow. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Hi, sweetheart.
Mommy, Daddy.
Hi, darling. You look like you're having a good time, huh? Are you?
You know, I have never seen action this hot in this town before. When I grew up here, fun was watching strawberries ripen in the sun.
A lot less expensive than these video games.
Are we gonna go see that dinosaur exhibit soon?
Sure are, if Mrs. Hodges doesn't mind.
Oh, of course not. But I have to go to the office and do some more work, so I'll be up for more games later if you boys are not too tired. Do you know how to get to the exhibit, Mr. Muldoon?
No, I don't.
Well, you turn right at the stop sign, and you go about half a mile. Oh, will you be staying a few days in our town, I hope?
No, we're heading north tomorrow morning.
Oh, I see. Well, enjoy the exhibit, Mr. Muldoon, Mrs. Muldoon.
Thank you.
I'll see you boys later.
Thank you. I'll bring the car around.
Okay, darling. We'll get their coats. What happened?
Why don't you call you Mr. and Mrs.
Muldoon? Okay, now this is one of Daddy's clever ideas, you see. He doesn't want anybody or anything to interrupt this trip of ours. So he thought it might be fun if we all had pretend names that nobody could find us. That's why he named me Audrey and himself Frank.
Okay. Then I'll have a name.
Oh, yeah? What?
Have a Buck.
Buck?
Yeah, Buck.
Okay, Buck.
Call me. Yeah, like Buddy, Grandpa's rancher. Yeah, Bud.
Bud. Okay, Bud and Buck. Let's go join Frank in the car. Actually, let's go get the coats in the room. We'll go with Frank.
Let's go,
Hey, man, sorry to interrupt our 30 minutes non-stop Top 40 Song Fest, but the boss just handed me a hot flash that just came over the wire services. Check this out. A prominent Pennsylvania psychiatrist was murdered. Are you ready? With a letter opener. Now, are you more ready? Apparently, now the cops are looking for a whole family in connection with this crime. And guess what family? You're not ready for this. The Clint Buchanans. You remember, maybe she's Vicky, maybe she's Nikki. Well, Nikki or Vicky is loose with her 2 sons and husband. And the police want to talk to them all full bad.
But, Miss Tina, I simply must protest this invasion.
Karen, I'm sorry, but it's all over with. Look, the police know that Clint killed Dr. Polk, and they also know that Vicky is Nikki. I'm really sorry, but all the former residents of Landfair are either going to be in prison or at the sanitarium.
I know, but it's all some tragic mistake.
No, I'm afraid not, Aaron. Now, if you would please just get my bags and bring me some tea, because the best interior decorator in Landview is on his way over. And so it is going to be out with the old and in with the new. Because Tina Lord is here to stay.
Possibly it was in that rage that Clint Buchanan allegedly picked up.
Dorian!
Don't you yell at me, Asa. I'm no longer the general manager of WVLE.
Yes, but you own it again. You can't stop that malicious material from going out over the airwaves about my boy.
Well, what he said was not legally slander.
I don't care about legalities. They're painting my son like some deranged killer on the lam with his 2 little boys.
Would you take it easy? You were going to give yourself a heart attack. Now, just calm down.
Now, what does that mean? You're not going to do anything?
I will exert some authority, but I can't do it from the intensive care unit of some hospital which you seem 2 inches away from. Now, I will call the news director. I will tell him that Buchanan subsidiaries will pull their advertising from the station.
You're damn right I'll pull my advertising. I'll pull the whole station down.
I'll get that. God forbid that it be somebody that you want to stay friends with. Hello, Buchanan resident.
Oh, Mrs. Lord, oh, thank goodness it's you. It's Heron calling from Landfair.
Yes, Aaron, what is it?
Well, I suggest that you and Mr. Buchanan come over here immediately. In fact, I implore you to do so.
But why?
Well, Miss Tina has moved back in, madam. You are wanting something, miss?
Yes, Heron. In the first place, I really do resent the fact that you couldn't seem to manage to bring in my tea. Secondly, could you please go up to the bedrooms and take all of Vicky and Clint's things out and package them up nice and store them down in the basement? That'll be all. Do you have a question with that?
No, miss. I have a statement. I can't take their clothes out because I have no intention of remaining in this household long enough to do so.
It was media hype. Some lunatic is going to shoot down Vicky and Clint on sight just to make a name for himself. And I've got one problem now. I've got 50 calls and one voice.
Asa, how would you like to have your ex-executive assistant back?
Oh, you bet. Right now, full salary.
How about a raise? Just kidding. We both know that I don't need your money. But I am willing to help you as long as you want me.
I could be forever, Dorian.
Oh, Asa, what would Pamela say?
Dorian, please. My stomach's in knot as it is. Maybe the first thing you should do, we go over to Landfair and deal with that situation.
Good, because I've never heard Heron so upset.
You got to do me a favor. Keep an eye on me. I don't want to get carried away with this Tina. There's liable to be 2 Buchanans up for a murder charge.
Now, you wait a minute. Promise me that you won't lay a hand on her. Otherwise, she'll end up suing you and smearing your name across the headlines. You let me handle Tina.
That's just fine. I'll be your backup. You do the talking. Let's go.
Good.
I am your employer now.
Tina, forget it. Just fire him.
That won't be necessary, sir. I'm resigning as of right now.
What? No, wait just a minute. I don't understand. Did I ask you to do something unreasonable?
I consider your presence in this household unreasonable, Miss Lord. A tragedy is developing, and all of us are involved, and you are flitting about the house with interior decorators. I'm afraid I cannot stomach that.
Even at double your salary?
It is not a question of money.
I just don't understand this. I have a right to do what I'm doing here.
Tina, you can always find another butler.
Yes, I'm afraid Stephen's right. I don't need you anymore, Heron. Any butler will do.
And then I'll be collecting my things, miss.
The nerve of him.
Remember my warning you wouldn't win any popularity contests by this move?
Look, I know. I just don't see why this is such a big issue. I am only doing what I have a right to do.
Sometimes timing is more important than rights, Tina. Now, if you waited for Nikki to be committed and Clint to be arrested...
Look, it's just a waste of time. Oh, who would that be now? Heron, would you please get the door? Is somebody there? I can't believe this. Why, hello, Tina. I didn't know you'd moved into Landfair as the maid. Wait a minute, I didn't invite you in.
Who the hell invited you in here?
Oh, my word travels fast, doesn't it?
Bad news always travels with the speed of sound, dear. Didn't you know that?
I hope you haven't started unpacking, because you ain't staying here.
Oh, excuse me. As you well know, my father said that I'm to take over Lord Enterprises should Vicky become incapable.
And she has legal documents to prove it.
What is this, a bodyguard?
Stephen Domino, attorney at law. I'm representing Tina.
Oh, Dorian, Tina hired an ambulance chaser.
I'll ignore that one crack. Any more of them.
Why don't we all shut up and just go into the library and try to pretend we're civilized people and work this thing out,
No, wait just a minute here. I never invited you in here.
You said you claim you have a legal document for this invasion of privacy.
I do, signed by Judge Warner.
Oh, yeah, I heard of Judge Warner, but I happen to know someone who just might overrule Judge Warner about all this.
On what basis? Dr. Polk put his name to that commitment order before your son killed him.
Boy, you phony
No, you hold on, Asa. Mr. Domino, what is going to happen when Clint and Vicky are found? And everybody knows that Vicky really is Vicky and not Nicole Smith? Impossible.
Well, no, it is not, little lady. I talked to her and I saw her. Our Vicky is back.
If so, it'll still take a while for her to prove it. In the meantime, Tina will make sure that Lord Enterprises and this house runs smoothly.
Don't make me laugh. Tina couldn't run a playground, and we all know that. All right, I have had enough of this. Now, would you just please get out of my house?
Your house? You blood-sucking little tramp.
Now, that's a crack I'm not going to ignore.
Hey, Steve, I'll tell you something right now. Let's go for it. Come on.
Hey, I don't want to hit a senior citizen.
Oh, senior citizen, you...
Hold it, Asa, he's just trying to bait you.
And it's damn well working.
I will not have a fist fight in my library. Your library? You know, maybe a fist fight is not a bad idea. It might relieve some of the tension around here. Oh, are you threatening me?
If either one of you touches either one of us, there's going to be a lawsuit on your doorstep before you reach home.
Well, what is your last name again, boy?
Domino. Stephen Domino.
Good, because you are one hell of a gambler. First you gamble as ding-a-ling here, then you take a bigger gamble, alienated Asa Buchanan right here.
Okay, I've had enough of this. Why don't I just call the police and have these people thrown out? Because you don't want to have any more adverse publicity. And this family name that you supposedly love, don't you think you've dragged it through the mud enough?
That will all be forgotten once Tina Lord has made her mark in this town.
Mark? What more? What, in the form of graffiti?
I wouldn't be calling other people names, considering your son has been labeled a murderer.
You know who was labeled a murderer not long ago? Tina. You know who saved her butt? Vicky, the very woman she's persecuting.
Yes, and Mr. Domino, if you value your reputation on the Eastern Seaboard, you will get rid of this trash bit of a client of yours. That is, if you ever want to have another client again.
Oh, this is great. First physical threats, now verbal blackmail. I hope you're memorizing this, Steve.
I want to tell you something right now. You are not getting paid enough for the trouble in store for you. I guarantee it.
Nonsense. I'm just glad to see Tina has the sense to hire a lawyer with a backbone to stand up against you, Mr. Buchanan.
Oh, Asa, by the way, when is my dear friend Pamela coming back home?
That's another one I owe you, Tina. You'd be very wise not to bring it up here.
Indeed.
Look, why don't the two of you just leave here peacefully and come back when you are invited? Or do I have to call the police and have you arrested for trespassing?
And I'll have you arrested for just existing.
Come on, Dorian, give it up. It is over. I won. I can do whatever I want, and I have a legal and moral right to do it.
Dorian, I gotta get the hell out of here, or I'm gonna strangle her, boy. I mean it.
Don't bother. It's not worth the trouble. Let us just go.
Oh, by the way, when you come back from my housewarming party, you can see all the redecorating I'm going to do here at Land Fair.
Redecorating?
Yes. Every single room. And I'm going to start right here in the library with these disgusting mausoleum drapes.
Mountain View Sanitarium has another room available because I think Miss Lord is going to be moving in next.
I'd much prefer a scrounging on the streets. Maybe a few of my lawyers have a talk with them. Might be arranged.
I am very tired of this. Come on, Asa, before she pulls another one of her tantrums and brings the house down on her heads.
Watch it, Buster.
What are you talking about? You were in a pathway to the door. That's the way out.
Be happy to take you on any time, cowboy, in an alley or in a...
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Would you just get out of my house? Now you see what I have to deal with month after month. This whole family against me, and I'm part of the family.
This just all better be worthwhile, Tina. I'd never admitted to Buchanan, but he could make it really difficult for me to find clients in the future.
Your future is secure with me, Steve. Please, now. I gotta take care of this mess. Peg? Would you come in here, please? At least I don't have the problems with Peg that I had with Heron. Yes, Miss Lowell. Peg, I am afraid I had to fire Heron for insubordination, so I would like you to be in charge of the household, of course, at a big increase in your salary. I'd like you to be my eyes and my ears.
Miss Lord, I was just coming in to tell you the staff has decided to quit.
What? Including Cook?
Every last one of us, ma'am.
Murder mystery deepens. I cannot believe that Vicky or Clint could ever be involved in a killing. What did you say?
I said I can figure it out. I know exactly why Clint and Vicky haven't come home. Sure it is. So there they are, on vacation for the first time in months, alone with just their children.
They can't turn on a TV set or pick up a paper?
After everything they've been through? I mean, just picture it, dear. If it were you in the same position, would you be reading newspaper headlines or turning on the television news?
I don't know, maybe.
They probably pulled the plug on the radio, too. Do you think they want to hear anything more about Nikki Smith or Tina Lord's latest accusation?
What you're saying, they're not running away from anything as much as they're looking for peace and quiet.
Exactly. Why do they care what's happening in Landview?
As usual, Doreen, you cleared the smoke with one blast of pure old common sense.
Uh-huh. And is that what you like in a woman, Asa? Common sense?
Asa, I've got it.
Oh, Henry, come in. You know Miss Dorian Lord?
Yes, of course.
Indeed. Mr. Proxmire, what has taken you away from your bank at this hour?
Oh, Henry's been doing some work in the den for me, trying to figure out a way to keep Tina's hands off Vicky's fortune.
And I think I found it, Asa. The trick is to freeze Vicky's asset before Tina can seize them.
Oh, please, Mr. Proxmire, do not say the words frozen assets and Tina in the same sentence to me. It brings back too many painful memories.
This is nothing like your situation, Mrs. Lord. We won't be so much as freezing Vicky's money as transferring it.
Transferring it where?
To the Banner. I found an emergency clause in the newspaper's contract. In the case of dire need, Lord funds can be funneled from all other sources into the paper.
Well, if there are any dire needs, we sure as hell have one now. Now, you do that, and you make sure all those funds are funneled into the Banner so that Tina cannot touch them.
I'll do the best I can. But Asa, before I go, you must know.
They're just checking out. They'll be coming to the door any second.
What about the boys?
They're getting a couple last-minute video games while their parents load up the car.
Thank God for that. No indication they know what's going on.
No. Here they are.
Let's go. Rafe, level with me. I'm your uncle. Yeah, thanks.
Anything?
Oh, Rafe said a number of people think they've spotted Vicky Clinton, the boys. Nothing conclusive. I think that Rafe is stonewalling me.
Yeah, but they're going to check all the leads through, aren't they?
I just hate like hell sitting around here doing nothing.
Well,
there's just got to be something I can do to help.
What?
WVLE, that is it.
What about it?
Dorian, get on the phone. You are going to put me on television.
You got rid of them already?
Wasn't hard. Those two hoods were so grateful we didn't call the cops. They trampled each other going out the door.
Well, yeah, but did they get away with anything?
Everything's right there.
Well, Steve, what's to keep them from coming back?
I told them security was going to be stepped up around here, and if they ever dared to sneak back in, we wouldn't be so nice. They won't be back, I guarantee it.
So now, not only are you my lawyer, but you're my hero, too.
You saved yourself by trapping them down in that secret room.
Yeah, well, I am going to call and get some servants here quick because it is too scary being here all alone.
Tina, you going to level with me now?
I have been leveling with you.
Have you? You told me Mitch sent those two goons to rob you because you wouldn't cave into their his blackmail attempt.
Well, I'm not going to give him $100,000.
Then why not call the police? Have them come down and pick up those two dudes and tell them that Lawrence sent them. Now, I can only believe that you really do have a secret Mitch knows about. A secret you don't want anyone else to know about.
Guess you might as well get Kevin and Joey.
All right, darling.
Oltl.
What?
Ed, what are you doing up here?
You're under arrest, Clint, for the murder of Dr. Marcus Polk.
With me, I'm your uncle. Yeah, thanks.
Anything?
Oh, Rafe said a number of people think they've spotted Vicky Clinton, the boys. Nothing conclusive. I think that Rafe is stonewalling me.
Yeah, but they're going to check all the leads through, aren't they?
I just hate like hell sitting around here doing nothing.
Well,
There's just got to be something I can do to help.
What?
WBLE, that is it.
What about it?
Dorian, get on the phone. You are going to put me on television.
Yeah, hi, Captain. They're both safe. Terrific. Well, Ace has been pumping me for information, but I followed your advice. I'm trying to keep a blanket over the whole situation. All right, yes, sir. I'll be here if you need me. All right.
Yes, Roger, I'm still here. Fine. Right, we'll be at the studio at 4:45 for a quick run-through before we go on the air live. All right, see you then. Bye-bye.
Wait a minute, what run through? Just put a camera in my face and a microphone so I can plead with my boy to come home.
Asa, I know that you don't need the rehearsal. The technicians do.
What about rebroadcasting?
As long as you keep it under 60 seconds, I will run it every hour instead of the public service spots.
That's all I get, 60 seconds?
Asa, how much time do you need to plead with your son? And would you please stop barking at me?
I apologize.
Thank you very much.
I heard you say 4:45. Isn't that a lot of hours wasted?
We can't get the facilities until then. Besides which, if they haven't been found yet, it's doubtful the authorities are going to find them by 5 o'clock.
Maybe and maybe not.
Asa, come on. Do you want me to help you compose your speech?
There's nothing to compose. I'm just going to talk from my gut and pray to God that Clint and Vicky turn on a television set and find out their whole bloody life is in a mess again.
Oh, I just had an awful thought. I almost hate to say it. But if Vicky, indeed should be Nicole Smith at this time, when she hears the announcement, she just might run, especially if she's the one who killed Dr. Polk.
She is not going to run unless Clint runs with her. And besides, you think she's going to admit that to him,
No, probably not.
Mr. Buchanan, you'll be looking into that camera right over there.
I know a camera when I see one, boy.
Well, I guess you do. Give a voice test, please. Just speak as you will on the air, Mr. Buchanan.
1, 2, 3, 3,
That's
2,
fine.
1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our normally scheduled broadcast in order to make a public service announcement concerning the disappearance of Clint Buchanan and his family. Here now is Mr. Asa Buchanan.
Clint, son, I don't know if you've heard the police are combing the eastern seaboard for you. Dr. Polk has been murdered and they're accusing you. Please contact me or Ed Hall so we can clear up this murder rap business. I know you're innocent, son, but it looks bad since you took off on vacation and nobody's heard from you. If anybody's listening to me now knows where my son or his family is, please call this number. Area code 215-555-6000, 6000. But only call if you're positive. No crackpots, please. Clint, your family and friends are behind you. And we love you. Get back here and you prove to the world that no Buchanan could ever stab any man in the back. Call if you're positive. No crackpots, please. Clint, your family and friends are behind you.
Two professional journalists like Vicky and Clint would buy a newspaper or turn on the TV. I mean, they have a need to know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, but Larry, the need not to know is more important to them. I tell you, I got a chill seeing myself in the tube. What if Kevin and Joey turned it on looking for a cartoon? There I appear talking about their father being accused of murder.
Let me ask you something. Is this appeal, are you making that throughout the Northeast?
Yeah, but I figure I hear from Clint today or from someone who's seen them.
Yeah. Well, I certainly hope that happens. Asa.
Rafe, Clint and Vicky called in.
No, but we found them. I'm afraid I've got bad news. No, thank God, but Clint put up a struggle. They had to pull a gun on him and wrestle him down. It was a pretty bad scene.
Kevin and Joey see this?
No, they were still in the hotel room while Vicky and Clint were packing up the car, and Captain Holt notified Kim immediately. She's on her way up to Vermont right now.
What about Clint, Vicky?
Well, Clint and Nicky are being held. The extradition papers are in the works. I expect they'll be headed back to Landview within an hour or two.
Do they know what's going on?
Well, according to Ed, they were in total shock, or seemed to be anyway.
What do you mean, seem to be? Clint did not kill Polk. Vicky is not Nicole Smith. You want to stay a member of this family? Turn in your damn badge.
Asa.
Oh, he believes all this damn nonsense.
Well, come on, Asa. You think Ed and I like this? We'd do anything to uncover evidence that would clear them, but we haven't been able to find a damn thing yet.
Did the police department buy your heart and your guts, too?
Come on, it's...
No, shut up. I want to ask him one question.
Here.
Do you think Clint could stab Polk in the back?
I got a lot of problems with that. But I do believe Nicky Smith is still around, and Polk saw that.
No, look, Rafe, when I saw Vicky that morning, I would swear that was her. I'd swear it to any court in the country.
Well, you may have to. Anyway, Asa, I wanted you to hear it from me before it hit the news.
Yeah, thanks.
I gotta get back to the precinct.
No, hold it right there a minute. Hey, what about the bail? How much money is Clint going to need?
That's gonna be a tough fight. He's considered a fugitive from justice, so he
was on a vacation with his family.
So the judge will be reluctant to hand him over on his own recognizance. You got a lawyer lined up for him?
Yes, Pete O'Neill.
You better call him, Asa.
You let us know when they come back.
I sure will.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about that little tramp, Tina. That's the one that's guilty. Guilty of all the heartbreaks and tragedy that Clint and Vicky have come close to all these months. Is there justice in this world when a liar like Tina can ruin the lives of decent people?
I don't know. I still believe the good will win out in the end.
Oh, man, I am so glad you came over here to see if I heard anything. I think I'd have been ripping this room apart about
what we have to do is stop being angry and start thinking about what we can do to help.
I'm going to call Pete. That conversation you had with Vicky, any concrete evidence that it was Vicky? Pete, Asa Buchanan.
Yes, Asa.
The cops nabbed Clint and Vicky.
Are they all right?
We'll soon know soon enough. They're being extradited to Landview. They'll be back in a few hours.
Okay, good. That'll give me time to clear up a matter I need to attend to, and I'll be able to give them my full attention.
Pete, Rafe said bail's going to be a tough act.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it will be, but we'll do our best. Asa, when I saw Vicky, it was a very emotional time, and first of all, she apologized for not being around when I needed her, when Laurel died, and for not being around for all her friends. She felt guilty, she felt embarrassed, but mainly there was a warmth about her, a warmth that had been missing in Vicky for many months.
Why didn't Polk feel that or see it?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And a psychiatrist who's known her for years?
Nothing about this makes any sense, Larry.
Hey, boss! Larry?
Oh, Woody, good work. Couldn't fake an engine trouble, right? Couldn't fake it, huh?
Hey, Hamlin knew everything. The whole plot. Oh, my God, why is Clint being charged with murder? Who got killed?
Polk. Vicky's shrink. It's a hell of a mess, Woody. Clint and Vicky left Polk's office feeling they were free. According to them, Polk was convinced that Vicky was in her right mind, so they packed up the kids, threw some luggage in a rented station wagon, and they drove off.
Yeah, but what was Clint's motive?
And that's part two. Tina and a shyster lawyer drove over to see Polk. They found him dead with a letter opener sticking out of his back.
I don't understand how...
Well, Clint's fingerprints were all over it. How they got there, I don't know, but they were there. And the real killer was smart enough to wear gloves, and of course, Polk's secretary overheard Clint talking to me about how he's going to take care of Polk if he didn't come to the right decision. And add all that up with him taking off and not telling anybody where he's going.
Yeah, but that's still not a motive.
Part three. They found commitment papers on Polk's desk for Victoria Buchanan, signed by the doctor.
Asa, you said Dr. Polk was convinced that she was Vicky.
Yeah. I'm telling you what Clint and Vicky told me before they drove off.
So someone else signed him? Or Dr. Polk was forced to do it before he was murdered?
Something like that. I mean, we don't have any details. We don't know who killed him. All I know is Clint was arrested in Vermont.
Why didn't he voluntarily come back when he heard the news?
Because they were on vacation, Woody. They were hiding from the world while the world was looking for them.
Oh, man. This looks